field, made a great tackle on a kickoff return that they had broke, had the interception that was kind of, I mean, sealed the game,
Yeah.
Had several. They tested him deep, put him one-on-one with the Thomas kid, who's a D1 prospect, and he was there every time. So yeah, really proud of those guys. They just make plays, and it's been fun to watch them grow throughout the season.
Now, we mentioned the weather earlier, and that was something everybody was keeping their eye on the later that game went on, because lightning felt like it was getting closer and closer, and is always a factor. And with that magnitude of a ball game, that's one that isn't going to be rescheduled till Saturday. At what point in that game did you feel comfortable enough that, okay, if there's a lightning delay now, I feel like maybe they'll say the game's the game?
Probably when we hit that field goal. Another thing, Levi,
Yeah.
I thought that field goal was really big. Because once we went up 3 scores and there was 7 minutes left or something, but 3 scores, 2, it's a quick score and an onside,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, but you go up 3 scores, you felt a little better about it. But to be quite honest, to answer your question on that, I was, and I know you're going to be shocked when I say this, I was I had no clue lightning was even remotely in the area. I was so locked in
Yeah.
and so dialed in. And then when they announced right after the game, I was like, oh man, this is one of those fun games you want to stay on the field, but
Yeah.
and celebrate with everybody. But we got it done just in time. Just in time. So yeah, I didn't. They didn't even call down and say, hey, lightning's getting close, do this or that. The whole second half, we got pretty. We came out, made all these adjustments. Like, okay, this is going to be open. This is going to be open. We're going to do this with Arlie, doing this, whatever. And then Creston gets hurt the third play of the second half, and so we had to scrap everything and say, okay, we went, we got that second touchdown, went up 21-7. I was like, our defense is playing lights out. The ball's wet. We've had some snap issues. We're not going to do anything, put it in the air long, anything like that, where they can get an interception, get a strip sack. So we were pretty conservative in the second half. But even then, we were grinding out first downs. Whatever our drives, we were just grinding them out. And so we kind of tried to take the air out of the ball and get out of there as quick as we could.
Yeah, and it was well played. Some of those offensive numbers: 261 total yards of offense for the Greenbacks, 48 rush attempts. I don't know if that's the most of this season, but it's got to be up there close for rushing attempts, for 183 yards on the ground. And Morrell was leading the way with some of the injuries. He had 23 carries, 54 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Liggett, 7 carries, 41 yards. Kyler Barker came in and had a great game after Liggett went down with the injury in the backfield, 9 carries for 70 yards. And then Caleb, the 1 catch for 33 yards and a touchdown. And back to Kyler Barker, him having to step up there in that role, had a huge game in the backfield. We've seen him in the backfield occasionally, but not the amount of carries and the workload that was put on him Friday night.
Well, and same thing, some of those yardage were skewed because, we had the bad snaps, and Arlie, there were a few times Arlie's numbers were better. He probably lost 30, 40 yards in bad snaps. I don't know, something. But Kyler, his vision is incredible. It's been great all year. He's been so good defensively, and we put so much on his plate defensively. We've tried to save him a little bit offensively, but that was one thing when Kyler stepped in, we had no qualms. Like, man, he's a really good tailback. I mean, he is. He's great. His vision's great. He's tough. He hits the hole hard, runs with conviction. So we have all the faith in the world in Kyler. It was one of those. I know after the game talking to him, he's like, my body hurts and it's never hurt like this.
That's a lot of that.
He has
both
such a
sides
heavy
of the ball.
load, right? He was walking pretty gingerly, which a lot of our kids were. It was like I said, it was a tough, hard hitting football game. Really good high school football game. So yeah, all the faith in the world in him. And then again, we had to move Arlie, and then all of a sudden, Gavin has to move over tight end. I mean, we had jigsaw pieces moving all around, and so really proud of our kids for stepping up. Never questioning, like, okay, hey, you need to go here now. Okay, here we go. Let's just keep playing. Josiah went out for a while in the second half, so just really proud of our kids and their effort and their toughness.
Last offensive note, talk about that field goal from Levi Tebow. He's been great on the extra points this season, and at some point we're wondering, are we going to see him with the opportunity to kick a field goal? And that down and distance and situation in the game just set up perfectly for him to try to fire one away and hit it.
Well, I heard Nostra Kelly, when I re-listened to the broadcast, make a prediction that we may try to kick one there. So, yeah, I got to make him right once in a while. No, we knew we were in range. Levi's range, 40 in. We feel pretty dang good about it, depending on what we do. Obviously, our offense has usually been really good, and so if we're 4th and 5 or less, which we usually find ourselves in, we think the odds of us getting that are probably better than the alternative, and then scoring 7. So So we've kind of held it back, but we have all the faith in the world in him. Great kick because the ball was wet.
Yeah.
We had a new snapper in because at the time Joe was getting his hands, worked on. So had a new snapper in, so the timing was a little different. He actually didn't get the laces turned around. Laces were facing him. So all of that being said, incredible kick, clutch kick from Levi, and a big one for us in the game. Thought, like you said, it was kind of one of those that put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, in a game like that where every possession is so crucial, to be able to take it from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game, it really proved to be the difference there. So the Greenbacks improved to 7-1 with that win. Let's get to some awards before we move on to some postseason talk. We'll start with ours. Timish Electric Player of the Game for us. Boy, Arlie Morrell, he just really carried the workload on the offensive end. We mentioned his 23 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns, put a lot of pressure on that defensive front as well. It could have been, this is typical for every game. There's probably 4 or 5 kids that we're thinking of, boy, it could be him, it could be him. This game was no different, but Morrell's stats just really stood out with the multiple touchdown game for us.
Yeah, and he had some receiving, had a big reception, first drive of the game. We gave it to Kyler Barker. We thought offensively Kyler Barker was awesome. Like you said, stepped in, 9 carries, 70 yards, really steadied us there. So thought Kyler deserved that. Thought his vision, picked up a couple really big first downs and big plays for us. We gave it to him, like you said, could have gave it to several people. Defensively, you mentioned him earlier. Thought Madden Wilson was just incredible. I thought he controlled, they ran a trap first play of the game. They ran a trap towards the end. That was the only 2 times, and I think they got 2 yards combined, maybe 1 or 2. That was the only 2 times they tried to run in between the tackles all game, basically. And so I thought Madden just controlled things there, and I think they thought they couldn't because he was so dominant. Like you said, 2.5 tackles for loss. I think he had a sack and a half. He was awesome. So got our defensive player of the game. Levi Tebow obviously got our special teams player of the game. And again, another kid, him, Caleb, a bunch of kids could have had our defensive player of the game. And then a scout team player of the week was Logan Schinkel. He's been doing a great job as a kid's starting to push for a little varsity time. Had a really big year in JV, and then so that was ours. And then our hit stick was Hudson Titus this week.
We have not been matched up on this one all season long. We thought for sure we didn't see Titus. I think we did, and we just forgot about it. It was one of those games that you can't hardly remember what happened a quarter ago because it's so exciting. So we were thinking afterwards, who had the best hit? So we just defaulted to Sebastian Beach this time because it seems like we've missed it every time. So this time we thought, well, I'm sure Bash had one somewhere on a kickoff that we missed. So by default, it went to Sebastian Beach. So apologies to Titus for missing that stick on that slant route because I remember it now that you said it. So he took home our Meade Lumber hit stick of the week, and then our Farm Bureau fan of the game went out to yours truly, Andrea Holting, your wife. It was her birthday that night. It was. And you can't not get the Farm Bureau fan of the game when it's a birthday night for the coach's wife.
Yeah, and she's going to hate me talking about her, but I heard that, and that's awesome from you guys. I mean, Andrea is she's the glue that holds our family together, obviously. And then she if you know Andrea, she loves the kids unconditionally. She loves the football boys being a part. She makes like 7 dozen cookies, I think, something like that. Every weekend we win. Does Victory Monday cookies. She does everything, and I'm very blessed. Everyone knows that she carries us and is an awesome person, awesome coaching wife. So all the wives, I mean, really, you could give that to all of our coaching wives. I mean, we're to be able to do the things that we do and spend the time that we do. The wives have got to be incredible, and there's not a guy on my staff that doesn't have an incredible wife backing him up at home, and we're really, really blessed.
Yep. All right, moving on to first week of playoff action in the postseason. A common opponent, Chaparral. We face off with them again. Played them a couple of weeks ago. The Greenbacks came away with a 35-0 win in that ball game. But anytime you got to play a team twice, it just is never the same. For whatever reason, they learn some things, we learn some things. So how do you go into that ball game with the mindset knowing that we've got to play this team again? They've seen what we do, and maybe a little dinged up after that Cheney game as well.
Yeah, we got some injuries. Again, it was a hard-hitting game, and so I think the hard part about that is guarding against human nature. Because I try to tell the kids, I read them several scores. Even last year, there were several, but Hayes and Great Bend. Great Bend got Hayes pretty good in the regular season. Hayes got them in the playoffs, and Great Bend beat them pretty bad. There was one a couple years ago. I think Oakley got beat by about 40 in the regular season, won in the playoffs. I told them in my experience, I think I'm 6-1 in rematch games in my career. when we got beat by someone in the regular season, and then played them again in the playoffs. That was after coming off a loss, not coming off a win. So I said it's hard, guys. It's hard to beat a team twice, a good team. Unfortunately for us, Chaparral's way underseeded. If you went by records, I think they would be the 10 seed.
Yeah, 5-3 record.
And they beat some really good teams, been in the game with some really good teams. They're a tough physical team. Coach Zradnik does a good job. So I think that's been our big thing this week. I think you always balance, they know what you do. So you put a few wrinkles in there that looks the same, that's maybe different. I think every team tries to do that. We know what they do. They're going to put some wrinkles in. So we've got to be vigilant for those, and we've got to play with correct fundamentals and get our reads right. So I think the big thing is it's playoff. Don't take anything for granted, because if you do, then you're going home. So I think our kids have had a good week of practice. I think they're ready and they're excited.
It should be a great night. Halloween night. It's been a long time since Pratt has hosted a football game on Halloween night. So should be a great one. That game will be at home here at Zerger Field, a rematch against Chaparral to see who keeps their season alive and whose season comes to an end. So get out there Friday night, tune in, however you choose to watch or listen to the game. We appreciate it. And as always, Coach, appreciate you sitting down with us.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it.
Tonight's Greenback action is brought to you by Doug Ray Chevrolet, your #1 new and #1 pre-owned dealer in all of South Central Kansas. At Doug Ray Chevrolet, we provide you with a great buying experience plus an award-winning service department, which means you can depend on us for all your automotive needs, whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs. From the moment you walk through our doors to the time you drive off the lot, we're here to make sure you're satisfied every step of the way. We're still doing business your way right here in Pratt, Kansas. Doug Ray Chevrolet, proud to support Greenback Athletics.
When it comes to your health, trust Grace Clinic and Urgent Care in Pratt, conveniently located at 920 East 1st Street. Grace Clinic proudly serves Pratt and the surrounding area. Family nurse practitioner McKaylee Kirby provides primary care, urgent care, and sports physicals, and is accepting new patients and walk-ins. Open Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays, from 8:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to noon. Call 620-388-3086 today. That's Grace Clinic and Urgent Care, caring for your family close to home.
It's game day for the Greenbacks.
Greenback Nation, it's Friday night. That means the countdown to kickoff starts now. Picks it off at the 30-yard line and has some room to run. Touchdown, Greenback. And Arlie Morrell in the backfield again. Greenback team led by senior Creston Poor, coming off of a 1,000-yard season. 45 to the 40, the 35-30. Morrell still on his feet at the 25-yard line. And we've seen different versions of this offense throughout the past couple years. This year, expect some fireworks. Man, wide open down the field. Caleb Strong at the 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown, Caleb Strong. I've said it before, Kelly, there's something special about Zerger Field. Buckle up, folks. The countdown to kickoff here on Thunder Country starts now.
And welcome to the Doug Ray Chevrolet pregame show. It is playoff football time for high school football. I'm Cody Eastis alongside Kelly Simon on the call for you tonight, live from Zerger Field. The Greenbacks set to open up their playoff run against the Chaparral Roadrunners, a team we faced before, and there's always something tricky about playing a team twice, and we'll break it down here as we always do in the pregame show. The Greenbacks coming off of a big win last week, though, to propel them and clinch that #1 seed in the district, #7, to put them in the position that they're in now. A 24-7 victory over Cheney last week, where once again the Greenback defense shined in that ball game. Offense, not quite the numbers we've seen throughout the season, but that's the game you expected against a very tough Cheney team. Tonight, the Greenbacks will be facing an opponent that it's always hard to do when you face an opponent twice in one season. They met in week 4. The Greenbacks won that ball game 35-0, and now Chaparral will get another shot at the Greenbacks. This time, they've got to do it here on Zerger Field, and the stakes, it's win or go home. Kelly, should be a great matchup between these two teams. We've gotten the tail of the tape once this season between them, but run down it again for us.
Just a little different from last time, as we've had one game since, obviously, between the two of us. But I came up with 19 meetings. Obviously going to be 2 this season here, but 19 meetings. Pratt's won 13 of them. Obviously, they had the better end of that deal. Last win for Chaparral, 1989. So it's been a minute.
A while since they've been looking for that win against the Greenbacks.
That's right. 11 straight Pratt's taken. You know, we played them some in the mid-'90s, sporadically through the 2000s, and then the last 2 years here in district play. And, played them in 24 and won that game here on Zerger fairly easily. Played them here this season a few weeks ago. Got a win down at Chaparral, 35-0. So, but you hit it on the head early in the broadcast, Cody. Anytime you play a team twice, it's harder because that team, especially the team who lost, they can go back to the film. They can figure out what went wrong the first time, what can we do in this situation better, and it really puts a lot of pressure on that team who won the first one. So looking forward to a spirited matchup tonight.
It should be. At this time in the season, everybody bringing their A game. Now you look at that Chaparral schedule throughout the season. When the Greenbacks met them the first time, the Roadrunners, they were 3-0 entering that ball game, hadn't had a loss. Maybe played a little bit of the easier portion of their schedule, some smaller schools since the Greenbacks have played the Roadrunners. They have went 2-2, had wins against Clearwater and Haven, and then some tough matchups against Cheney and Collegiate to hand them 2 losses. Their most recent, a 28-14 loss to Collegiate, and that was a fight for the 4 spot, kind of in this district. There was a lot riding on that game, not only for Chaparral, but for Collegiate as well. So, that being said, Chaparral, they've played some tested games where there's been stakes on the line as far as how the next week is going to look, and it doesn't get any bigger stakes than this when you know this could possibly be your last game on a football field if you're a senior, or until next season if you're an underclassman. I think the Greenbacks having this matchup at home at Zerger Field, it pays off all that hard work you've put in throughout the season when it comes to seeding. And when you get to this playoff spot, the Greenbacks started off the season with that solo loss to the Cardinals of Hoisington, and since then have been perfect. 7-0 since that opening week loss to Hoisington, and have really put themselves in the position that they want to be in going into the postseason run here.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Cody. When you rattled off the wins we did, won a district title last week against Cheney. That assured us a home game tonight, which is always great to play here under the lights at Zerger. And then again next week, we'll have 2 in a row. Assuming we can get the victory tonight, we'll play home again next week. And then the following week, it'll be kind of dependent on who's still alive in the bracket. But really have set themselves up for a couple of good playoff home games here. Again, looking forward to the game tonight here.
That district championship that the Greenbacks were able to capture last week against the Cardinals, the first in Coach Holting's career here as a Greenback coach, and the first since 2018. They don't come very often, as they are tough to get. So a big deal that the Greenbacks were able to clinch that district championship.
Did you go back and fact check me? I said I think we've only won 2 in 20 years. I think in 16 and 18.
And those are the Tice years.
That's right. Those the Tice years. We had a state championship in 4A Division II, and the national anthem starting right now.
We'll take a break for the national anthem. When we come back, more Doug Ray Chevrolet pregame show here on Thunder Country.
from Gatlin Meckler's Pharmacy. On display in our pharmacy is a nice assortment of over-the-counter items and a wide array of medical supplies, which includes knee scooters, walkers, canes, and bathroom items. We bill Medicare for respiratory supplies and immunizations. Our preferred pricing on prescriptions will get you through the door, and our customer service will get you to come back. Be sure to stop in today and see us on Country Club Road in Pratt.
Uh-oh, that's a sound no one wants to hear. Pratt Glass has been helping homes and business owners with everything glass for over 80 years. Whether your business suffered a break-in over the weekend or you're needing to replace old leaky windows, and they also offer automotive glass repairs, automotive details, screens, dragging door adjustments, residential window replacement, storefronts, and 24-hour commercial residency service. Pratt Glass, 210 South Jackson in Pratt, 620-672-6463, or see prattglass.com.
Welcome back to the Doug Ray Chevrolet pregame show here on Thunder Country. A Halloween night. It's been a while since the Greenbacks have had a home game on Halloween night, so should be a festive crowd here at Zerger Field. We expect it to. We'll see how it plays with the crowd. I know a lot of families, mine included, torn between that. Boy, do you go trick-or-treating? Do you get to the football game? No question in my family what is going to happen. So it should be a great night. I think we'll see some filter in, some filter out, and turn into a great crowd and a festive crowd. We'll see who the best costume is before this night is over. Keep our eyes out for it for that Farm Bureau fan of the game. Get back to the schedule here, Kelly. When you look up and down that 3A schedule, we'll talk about the West, the Greenbacks in the West of that 3A division, and there were some games played last night, a few games across the state, got their games in last night, but a lot of questions when they post those seedings that a lot of people don't understand, and we'll try to do our best to explain how that seeding works as where you end up in the postseason, because they've changed it from years to years, and the way it works now is that you play your district games, the seeding then comes from those districts. So the Greenbacks were able to take first in their district. So they are the number one team out of District 7. Mm-hmm. And if you are a number one seed in your district, then you get slotted somewhere between 1 and 4. They reseed everybody 1 through 16 from the 4 districts that are in the West. So if you were the 1 seed in your district, you're guaranteed a 1 through 4 spot. Now, when they look at those top 4 teams that were all the 1 seeds in their districts, they look at the overall record. So you've got Andale at 8-0. You've got Rock Creek at 8-0. You've got Holcomb at 8-0. So those are your 1, 2, 3, and then Pratt with the 7-1 record takes the overall number 4 seed. And it kind of works its way down from that. If you finished second in your district like Cheney did, then they're guaranteed a 5 through 8 spot. All the 2 seeds get slotted in that 5 through 8 region, and so on. If you're the 3 seed, it's the 9 through 12. So a lot of people, when they look at those brackets, wonder, how do they do that? They used to cross districts. They don't do that anymore. It's a completely reseeded. Everybody says there's pros and cons with it. I like it. It keeps from a stacked district, a team getting knocked out early. You know, the years where we may have had Pratt, Collegiate, Cheney, and Andale all in one district. This gives those teams to continue and make a run in the postseason versus taking maybe only the top 2 out of a district, and maybe you're leaving one of those top 2 or 3 teams in the West out of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's no matter what you do, it's not going to be perfect ever, right? We can all agree on that. And there's been a lot of different changes how to do the format. You know, we've come a ways from the days of a 4-team district where one district champion came out of it back in the day when we played. If you didn't win your district, you were done. And so there was a lot of years where there were some really good teams in a district, and, you know, one of them had to lose and they didn't go to the playoffs. So the way they got set up now, you know, pretty much everybody makes the playoffs for the most part. So there's rarely ever a team saying, man, we got left at home and we didn't get our chance. And so the format it's under, there's obviously going to be some juggling on some seedings. But if you're a above average team, you're going to get in the playoffs and have your ability to keep winning forward. And that's all you can kind of hope for.
Yeah, and a lot of these first round playoffs, you know, these used to be, some people still call this week 9. Some people call it the playoffs. It is the first round of the playoffs, what used to be week 9. So you'll see some of those scores across the state last night and tonight of just some scores that are a little lopsided. In fact, the 4 games that played last night, you had the Wellsville, Prairie View, Andale, and Rock Creek game, and those winning teams came out on top 223-6. That's how lopsided some of these first-round games are. Now, having said that,
one of the best ball games we saw all last season was our first-round game against Clay Center, a 49-48 shootout in that first round. So you do get those good games, but unfortunately you also get some of those blowouts as well. And then, boy, you get into next week, and that's when you start really seeing battles get tested between teams and see how things will shake out. But we've got a big game tonight here before we start talking too much next week, and this Roadrunner team going to do everything they can to make sure that they're the team that advances into next week. If you're the Greenbacks and Coach Holting, knowing you've played this team once so far, seen them on film, they've seen you, what are some keys coming into this ball game?
You know, my memory fades in 5 weeks, Cody, but if I remember right, when we were at Chaparral, we had some success through the air. Had some success through the air, also had some passes that weren't completed that probably should have been completed through the air. So I feel like you're going to see Pratt kind of go to the air tonight and try to get some yards and back the Roadrunner defense off through the air attack. I felt like that was an area where we outmatched Chaparral the last time we played them out in space athletically. You know, you get right between the tackles there, those 8-9 guys in there, and you know, Chaparral, we pushed through them the last time we played them, but they didn't make it easy. I mean, we kind of had to chew on them a few times, and vice versa. They had a couple of drives where, you know, they moved the ball a little bit, but then they'd have a negative yardage play or a penalty or something, and they just didn't have the ability to throw the ball real well, and so they hurt themselves, and then we hurt them a couple times to get us the ball back. So, you know, that game in Chaparral here 5 weeks ago, being a 35-0 game, there were some times in that game where, you know, Chaparral kind of was pushing a little bit towards our end zone, and you know, we also had a chance to make that game even wider. So what happens tonight, I don't know. I just know when you're the winning team of a first matchup playing again, there's some nervousness on your side, and the other team is really gunning for you. They didn't win that matchup, and everybody's playing for a chance at tomorrow tonight. So that raises the stakes.
You mentioned some of those stats in that Week 4 matchup between these two schools. Pratt, total yards, Pratt with 409, Chaparral only 107. And you see that shutout on the board when you go back and look at that. And right away you can tell it was a defensive performance for the Greenbacks, one that they've done so many times this season. On the ground, the Greenbacks rushed for 309 yards. Chaparral only 88, and the Greenbacks did go over 100 yards in the air, and that was where they were really able to keep the Roadrunners in check. Only 19 yards through the air for quarterback Daniel Schmidt in that ball game. So we'll see how tonight shakes up. Another big factor when you get to Week 9 across the state is the injury bug. It's never something you like to see, but both teams battling a little bit with it tonight. We see for the Greenbacks, Cade Liggett not suited up tonight. You will not see him in tonight's ball game. He went out early last week in the second quarter against the Cardinals of Cheney. And for the Roadrunners, number 44, Jay Cushenberry, not in the lineup. He's one of their big seniors, a 5'10", 160-pound senior who has had 30 carries on the season, so they'll be missing him. And you just know these size of schools, they don't have the depth sometimes that those injury bugs make a difference. And you just hope you can play as long as you can before that injury bug jumps up and bites you. And just know that you've got to play through it. One of the luxuries that Pratt has is I feel like their depth is a plus for this team. We saw Kyler Barker come in and have a great game last week against Cheney in that ball game when we saw Liggett go down. Morrell got more carries than normal, finished with 23 carries before the night was over. So a little bit of a plug-and-play option that Coach Holting has with this style of offense, and I think they're going to need it tonight against the Roadrunners.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, looking at some old stats here, you mentioned Cade Liggett not in the lineup tonight. 140 rushing yards last time we played Chaparral. A huge portion of our offense was Cade Liggett. You mentioned Kyler Barker came in last week, and he'd run the ball some this year, not a whole bunch, but he ran the ball well. The Pratt, I think if you looked at their depth, it's going to be in the skill positions. You know, we seem to have a lot of skill guys on our team that can plug in when they have to, and a huge benefit and probably a notch that Pratt has above a school the size of Chaparral. We mentioned they'd been a 2A school for years. They barely bumped up to 3A in the last cycle and have been 3A for 2 years. They're going back down to 2A next year, so obviously not the numbers on their team. So, you know, injuries are important to both teams, but I bet you they could ill afford to lose a person more than we can. But still, got to play through them. That's part of football. Next man up, and you know, Pratt's got a good crew here tonight, put together a real good season, and we're looking forward to the game tonight and hopefully playing next week.
Should be a great game here at Zerger Field. A few minutes away from kickoff. We'll take another break and be back with more Doug Ray Chevrolet pregame show when we return.
Are you interested in building a new home or remodeling your current one? If so, give J.A. Knight & Sons a call today. This is Chase Golly with J.A. Knight & Sons, and we are the area's premier general contractor and have been serving the Pratt and surrounding area for over 50 years with superior quality and attention to detail. We specialize in high-end residential and commercial construction and have now expanded our services to include pre-engineered metal buildings. J.A. Knight & Sons is a proud supporter of Greenback Athletics and would like to help turn your next dream into reality.
Mead Lumber in Pratt is looking better than ever. Stop by and see our brand new renovations with the same friendly faces you know and trust. Whether you're tackling a big project or just need supplies for the weekend, Mead Lumber has you covered with quality products and expert service. We're proud to be a part of this community and even more proud to support the hardworking athletes of Pratt High School. Mead Lumber, building relationships, building Pratt.
Welcome back to the Doug Ray Chevrolet pregame show. Moments away from kickoff here at Zerger Field. You can hear it. The Greenbacks getting ready to run through the tape and make their way onto the field. The Roadrunners, they're in their road white uniforms, white tops, yellow bottoms, blue helmets. And then once the Greenbacks take the field here, we'll get captains out midfield and all set. And you can tell Greenbacks fired up. Crowd not quite what we expected here at Zerger Field. Kelly, we mentioned it during the break, but I think a lot
Halloween
in play
night.
tonight. Halloween night, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I think you're going to see it fill up as the night goes on. If you've elected to stay home and watch this broadcast, make sure you tune in to either the Thunder Country app or if you're in your vehicle, the Thunder Country 98.3 on your radio dial, and on the home games we are streaming at Greenback Activities on YouTube. So a lot of different ways you can watch tonight's broadcast. However you chose to do it, we sure appreciate it. Once again, I'm Cody Eastis alongside Kelly Simon, and we've got a first-round playoff game getting ready to come to you live from Pratt, Kansas. A Friday night, 55 degrees. The sun is set. Lights have kicked on. And it's like Zerger Field is how it is supposed to be. It just
really
looks
is.
beautiful
It
this
does.
time of the year.
Very little wind. That's a very, very good positive for Pratt. We had the conditions with us last week playing that Passancini team. It got misty. It got wet. I still think we beat them on a dry field, but it certainly didn't hurt us any having the ball slippery on their end. And so, again, we talked about that nice win. Pratt hadn't been able to beat Cheney in 5 tries and finally got us a win here last week over them, and it changed who we were going to play tonight for darn sure. We'd be probably playing Concordia if we hadn't come on top of that game, but here we are.
Captains make their way out to midfield for the Pratt High Greenbacks. Seniors Creston Poor, Gavin Root, Madden Wilson, and Arlie Morrell are your captains. And for the Roadrunners, Ty Hadsel, Justin Ord, Jesus Reyes, and Daxton Hostetler. They sort the coin toss out here at midfield. Yeah, you mentioned that weather last week, Kelly. Tonight, not going to have to deal with any of that wetness. Coach Holting, talking with him midweek in the coaches show, talked about the struggles of that last week, but I felt like the Greenbacks really did a good job dealing with that, and tonight now have great conditions to take on a team. Once again, they faced in week 4 a 35-0 ball game in that game. But I feel like you got to throw that game out the window when you face a team a second time. And you know these Roadrunners have been watching the film, seeing scout team doing everything they can, knowing that this rematch was a possibility for them. And tonight, it becomes a reality. Coin toss is over at midfield. Looks like the Roadrunners have won the coin toss and have deferred. And so the Greenbacks will receive. It'll be the Roadrunners kicking off. And the Greenback offense will get this ball first to start this ball game. Captains coming off the field, fired up. Boy, they know how big a game this is. If you're a captain, if you're a senior on both of these teams at this point in your season and your career, these games are numbered.
Very numbered, and as much as a favorite of Pratt is in this game, the seniors, the coaching staff, us up in the booth, we know that if you come out and start, it's 4 quarters of football, and if things don't go your way, or if the other team makes a spirited effort at it and gets some breaks, if you're not ahead at the end of the game, your season is over.
So the Greenbacks send
Hudson Titus and Caleb Strong will be back deep to return. Arlie Morrell back there with them as well. Three-man return set up for the special teams. And we mentioned that injury to Cade Liggett we usually see back there.
If I remember right, when we were in Chaparral last, Cody, didn't their kicker had quite a foot?
Well, we were watching him in pregame here, and he was good from 50 yards out. He had the ball spotted on the 40-yard line and could have cleared 55, I think. Was putting him through the uprights.
Yeah, they tried
50.
a long field goal in that game. Didn't make it.
He's got the leg to do it. It could be a factor tonight. We shall see. The kicker for the Roadrunners, number 20, a 5'9" junior, Kenny Diaz. And now both teams just awaiting the final, ready to play whistle. And we will be ready for some Friday night football here at Zerger Field. Greenbacks once again going left to right on your radio dial. And the Roadrunners set to kick off, and we are underway here at Zerger Field. A high kick from Diaz into the hands of Strong. Fields it at the 5, gets across the 20, and tackled at the 26-yard line. Good coverage by the Roadrunners. Strong trying to take that one right up the middle and find a seam, not able to do so. So it'll be the Greenback offense that will set up shop at the 26-yard line. This Greenback offense, it's one that has had some exceptional ball games. They come into this ball game averaging 215 yards on the ground and 106 through the air. 322 total yards of offense per game for this Greenback offense. They're going to need it tonight. We'll see how they use this backfield with the absence of Liggett. And it appears Barker going to be in the backfield by his lonesome to start things off. Excuse me, that was Tebow, and they're going to run the reverse play to Strong to open up this ball game. And sniffed out well by the Roadrunners, tackled for a loss. So junior Levi Tebow taking his first snap in the backfield, and Strong coming off a little gingerly after that play.
You know, you got something different here without Cade Liggett in the backfield. Just a little different look than Pratt's been used to the rest of the season. Can take just a little while to get your feet under you. You can run scout team all you want. It's different than live football.
2nd and 11 for the Greenbacks. Now the packed backfield. This time Barker take the carry. And again, the Roadrunners in the backfield. Tackled for a loss. Didn't catch who was in that backfield with Barker. It looked like Tebow again. But we saw Poor play the length of that Cheney game last week, and now he enters the ball game. But he was in and out of that ball game nursing what looked to be an ankle. Good sign to see him enter in that huddle for the Greenbacks. And it'll be Gavin Root coming out to split on the near side on the numbers. A 3rd and 13 on this opening possession for the Greenbacks here in the first quarter. Snap to Poor. He'll take a 3-step drop. Fires across the middle. Intercepted. Morrell not seeing the ball coming his way. Some miscommunication there between Poor and Morrell. And picked off. Didn't catch the number of the Roadrunner that came away with that. Ty Hadsel.
You know, that was a deal. You hit it on the head, Cody. That ball had been delivered, and Morrell was still going up the field.
Yep.
And the Cardinal or the Roadrunner defender had broke on it and picked it off. And I don't know if Arlie ever even saw the football.
So Poor, only one interception the first 8 weeks of the season. Throws one on the opening drive here and sets the Roadrunners up with favorable field position. Ball spotted on the Greenback 39-yard line. Fake the give up the middle, and it'll be Diaz taking it far side. Check the number on that. Is it? So Kenny Diaz, we talked about him and his leg. Getting some carries as well.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the Pratt High 36-yard line after that turnover.
And this Roadrunner offense, it's a lot of committee action. They have 3 or 4 ball carriers. Diaz being one of them, came into this ball game with 67 carries, but they really split the workload. This time they give to Vaughn Williams, trying to use his power to get outside. A gain of only 1 will bring up 3rd and 5. Vaughn Williams, 185, 6-foot sophomore.
You know, we mentioned it that the last time we played them, Chaparral did not throw the football real well. They threw it okay. Let me check that. They didn't catch it real well.
Yeah, had some missed opportunities in that Week 4 matchup that if they connected on some of those, I think those passing stats and numbers would have looked a little different. A big 3rd and 6 here. Daniel's going to roll out, Schmidt going to roll out to his left. Now forced to throw it, looking downfield, intended for Trace Hadsel and broken up by Caleb Strong. The pressure coming on Schmidt. Just had to get rid of it. And good defense by that Greenback secondary.
Gotta think Chaparral's going to go for this here at 4th and 5 on their own 35.
This was that field goal range we talked about. Diaz, if the snap had put him at the 42, it'd be a 52-yarder. I just don't know if you do it on your opening possession.
Yeah, and that's where throwing that football on that down there, it puts you in an almost must pass down now. I mean, if you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, I would have liked to see them run that football there on 3rd and 5.
Pick up a couple yards there.
Get it close enough to where Pratt has to guard both.
So a big 4th down. Schmidt going to drop back, 3-step drop across the middle and through the hands of Ty Lotta.
Well, we just talked about it. Yeah, we just talked about it.
That was what you were mentioning from the Week 4 matchup, a missed opportunity for the Roadrunners, and it goes in favor of the Greenbacks. A well-thrown ball by Daniel Schmidt, just not able to be held on to by Lotta, and it'll put the ball back in the hands of the Greenbacks. So very quickly, both teams now a chance to possess the ball, and neither team able to pick up a 1st down yet. 9:08 to play here in the 1st quarter, still scoreless.
That was a big missed opportunity by Chaparral there to get that turnover early and then not convert it into points.
A great field position for him.
Yeah, Pratt's got a good chance to go back the other way with it here.
Snap goes to Barker, working right side, following his blockers, lowers his shoulder, and picks up 9 yards. Kyler Barker and Cade Liggett have such different running styles, but they have about the same effectiveness. There's not much drop in production, whether you're talking Barker in the backfield or Liggett in the backfield, but when you watch them run, there's just such different running style. Kyler Barker's so smooth and finds it. Coach Holting says he's got the best vision on the team when he's carrying the ball. Liggett has such explosiveness and speed out of a cut. Yeah. So 2nd and 2 for the Greenbacks. Barker comes in motion near side, leaves Poor alone in the backfield. He's going to drop, look downfield, taking a shot for Morrell across the 30, the 15, 5, touchdown Arlie Morrell! Well, that time they were on the same page and connected for a 57-yard touchdown with 8:21 to play here in the 1st.
Yeah, that's the kind of play I was thinking we were going to see a lot of tonight. I mean, we had some of those over the top the first time. Didn't connect on a lot of them, but they were there. And, boy, that play there, when Poor let go of that ball, Morrell just opened the gap between him and the receiver over the shoulder into the end zone.
Tebow will come on for the extra point to try to make it a 7-0 ball game. 8:21 to play here in the 1st quarter. Snap and hold are good. Kick away and good. So Levi Tebow makes it a 7-0 ball game. 8:21 to play. The Greenbacks a quick strike on a 2-play, 65-yard drive. We'll be back with more Greenback football here on Thunder Country.
For your fine dining experience, be sure to stop at Club D'Este in downtown Pratt. Western Kansas's premier steakhouse for over 50 years. They'll serve you the best with their friendly, attentive staff and home-cooked meal you desire. Also offering a full range of entertainment with live music and karaoke weekend nights. So come for food and stay for fun at Club D'Este in downtown Pratt. Open 7 nights a week.
This is Chris with Car Auction Real Estate. We've been proudly moving assets since 1965, with locations in Pratt and Larned servicing the surrounding counties.
Jamie here with Car Auction and Real Estate. While our marketing strategies clearly stand out, we stand strong on our principles of integrity, transparency, and reputation in our industry.
Whether it be buying, selling, auction, or appraisal needs, look us up online at carauction.com.
Good luck and go Greenbacks.
Back to Zerger Field. The Greenbacks on top, 7-0 after the big strike. Poor to Morrell. Kickoff from Tebow. A short kickoff into the hands of one of the mid-level return men for the Roadrunners, and he gets it out to the 41-yard line. So the Roadrunners,
Barker.
Kyler Barker doing it even on special teams, leads this team from the linebacker position on the defense for tackles. And the Roadrunners now will have to try to answer that touchdown from Morrell. They'll take over at the 41-yard line with 8:17 to play here in the first quarter. If you're going to stay in this ball game, you need to answer score for score with this Greenback offense. They send Diaz in motion. Now pitch it his way, far side, trying to cut it back upfield, but that Greenback defense just too quick, fills the gap, and no gain for Kenny Diaz. Morrell there in the backfield like he is so often. That front four for the Greenbacks. You got Madden Wilson, Arlie Morrell, Leon Ramos, and Josiah Schmidt. It'll be 2nd and 10 after the carry for no gain by Diaz.
7:41 left in the first quarter. Pratt leading 7-0.
Hadsel going to split out wide. Now a man in motion. The give to Williams. He'll go right side and came up and a hit delivered. Looked like Levi Tebow on that hit. Titus as well. We saw Titus lay a big hit. He was the stick of the week winner for Coach Holting in that Cheney game. Delivering a big one on defense there to bring up a big 3rd and 9. 7:07 to play here in the first quarter. Greenbacks lead at 7-0. Both teams have possessed the ball twice now. Greenbacks able to take advantage of it on their second possession. Schmidt going to fake the give now, drop back, pressure coming, throws. A man has it as Ty Hadsel going to pick up the first down and more into Greenback territory. Across the 40, they'll spot him at the 37. And a good job by Daniel Schmidt to get that ball out when he did, as the pressure was coming from that front four of the Greenbacks.
It's another good ball from Schmidt. And, you know, we said it several weeks ago. He throws a pretty good ball. We mentioned had some drop trouble. Saw it on the first drive, but that one had a little bobble to it, but he did come down with it for a first down.
Now we'll see trips from the Roadrunners, a 2-by-1 formation. Schmidt going to drop back, looking right side. Hit as he caught it, Cale Grieve. And once again, Hudson Titus, looks like he may have shook himself up delivering that hit. As he's a little slow walking back to the huddle.
Well, that's a dangerous pass there. They throw that loop and flat pass. If Titus breaks on that sooner and doesn't want to nail the runner like he did, that one can go the other way for 6 points really easily.
It'll be 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 on that play. Diaz in motion. The counter play spins to the near side. Hadsel, the ball carrier, and an army of Greenbacks pulling him back. Doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Roadrunners.
5:37 left in the first quarter.
And that's where we've seen offensive struggle against this Greenback defense this season, is getting lateral on them. The speed from the edge of the Greenback defense. You've got Roop on one side, you got Morrell on the other side. Sometimes you get them both on the same side, and if you can somehow seal them off, then that second level of the Greenback defense really closes that distance well. 3rd and 11, Schmidt going to drop back. Pressure coming now, forced to step up into the pocket and pulled down from behind. Josiah Schmidt, his first sack of the night.
Going to bring up a 4th and 16 here from the Pratt High 42-yard line. I think you're going to see Chaparral punt this ball away with the low odds of converting that. 4th and 16.
4th and 16, too much to risk.
Even on Pratt's half of the field, you sure hate to give, if you're Chaparral, the ball to Pratt at midfield here. So at a minimum, they can kick it in the end zone and put Pratt on the 20. That's probably what I'd do.
Trace Hadsel step back to receive the snap. And back deep for the Greenbacks, it'll be Hudson Titus and Caleb Strong, both set up on the 10-yard line. And now some miscommunication. Coach Zradnik going to want to take a timeout with 4:24 to play. Greenbacks lead it 7-0. We'll be back with more Greenback football.
It's a fact. A custom cow mineral does not have to cost more. Actually, it might be just what you need to improve your cow herd. The friendly and helpful professionals at Extra Factors in Pratt are available to sit down and discuss your operations needs and goals. From custom protein supplements and liquid protein to bulk commodities and possible mineral formulation. Find it all at Extra Factors. Call 620-672-5616 and speak with Levi Macbeth for all your nutritional needs. Extra Factors. We put the extra into cattle nutrition.
Welcome to Humble Pie, where every day starts with the freshest ingredients. Our secret here is a perfectly blended pizza sauce. That's the heart of every pizza. From farm to table, our pizzas are topped with the freshest veggies, along with our commitment to quality means fresh dough made daily for that perfect crust. And you won't want to miss out on the daily specials at Humble Pie. Order your next pizza online at humblepiepratt.com. Serving you in both Pratt and Larned. Humble Pie, the taste speaks for itself.
Welcome back. 4:15 to play in the first quarter, and the punt away from Hatzel. A fair catch signaled from Caleb Strong, and the Greenbacks will take over on their own 14-yard line, their third possession of the night. Saw them struggle on the opening possession. Second possession, much different result. 2 plays, 65 yards, and a touchdown to Morrell. See what they do on their third. It'll be Poor and Barker in the backfield to start this drive off. Poor going to give the snap to Strong, coming around from the far side. Picks up positive yards, tries to get out to the 20, and finally brought down. Good positive pickup from Caleb Strong. A 6-yard pickup will bring up 2nd and 4 for the Greenbacks.
I think we'll just see some people share that duty tonight with Cade Liggett out of the game. You know, you're seeing Strong run the ball. We'll see Barker run the ball. Maybe, and historically, we've seen Arlie Morrell in the backfield. I think we'll see a lot of all that tonight. Probably depends on what the score is and for how long.
Yeah, we mentioned the committee style of offense from the Roadrunners. I think you're going to see the same thing from the Greenbacks tonight. Like you said, snap to Barker. He follows Tebow right side and going to pick up maybe enough for the first down. We'll see where this spot is. Near side officials saying yes, and now they do confirm it. So the Greenbacks pick up their first down of the night. 3:25 to play. They lead at 7-0. Gonna have to put together a good lengthy drive as they've still got 71 yards to get there. Ball spotted on their own 29-yard line.
3:11 left in the first quarter.
Now it's the Poor Barker combination in the backfield. Nobody split out wide in this offensive set. Snap to Poor, fakes the counter, pressure coming, gets rid of it, finds Morrell at the 30-yard line, trying to break a tackle. He does. Across the 35, now to the outside, lowers his shoulder and down at the Roadrunner 42-yard line. Boy, the yards after catch were nothing but pure drive from Arlie Morrell, a 34-yard reception.
Well, it looked like Poor had his pick of receivers there. I mean, we had 2 or 3 different guys he could have, I think, thrown that ball to that were open. And, you know, obviously is Morrell being a big target. And you said it, yards after catch were spectacular there. Really turned it up the field. And we've mentioned it several times. Arlie is one of the legs of the state champion 4x4 relay. He can run.
Yeah, when he got to that sideline, I was looking to see who was in front of him because the people behind him weren't going to matter. 2:22 to play here in the first. Poor dropping back, looking Morrell's way again. Now flushed out of the pocket, just trying to get rid of it, and throws it. See if a receiver was there. Which I'm not 100% sure that the intentional grounding rules are the same in high school from what we so commonly see in the NFL and college. So Poor wisely able to just get rid of that ball.
Save 15 yards.
Good pressure coming from the backside of that Roadrunner defense. You look at that defensive line, Nick Britton, Brandon Jones, Quindale Butterfield, 3 of those 4. Good size defensive front for the Roadrunners. So 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass for the Greenbacks. Ball on the Roadrunner 42. Snap to Poor, looking for Strong on that counter play again, and tackled from behind. Strong will pick up 2. And on the tackle, Ty Lotta for the Roadrunners.
Run's going to take us down underneath 2 minutes in the first quarter.
Third and 8 for the Greenbacks here in Roadrunner territory. Kelly, this is 4-down territory in your opinion if you are the Greenbacks?
Oh, yeah. Coach Holting told the punter to sit down when we crossed the 50, I think.
The trouble is that punter is Arlie Morrell. So
never mind. He gets to stay on the field.
The Greenbacks now spread offenses. Twins to both sides. Cameron Cox and Hudson Titus split out on the near side. Poor empty backfield. Looking in the middle hash. Across for Roop, in and out of Roop's hands.
Boy,
came
another
over
good
his
ball
shoulder.
from
Poor put it right where it needed to be, and Roop just a little bit of trouble tracking that ball, trying to get his head around as it came in. Roop did have one of the 2 receiving touchdowns in that Week 4 matchup against the Roadrunners and nearly had one there.
It's going to bring up a 4th down here, 4th and 8.
A big play for this Roadrunner defense. See if they can get a stand for themselves against this Greenback offense. It'd be great field position if they're able to do it. And the Greenbacks break the huddle, showing trips to the far side. Once again, no help in the backfield for Poor. He's going to roll left. Now looks to throw, taking a shot and underthrown. Intended receiver like Caleb Strong in that area, but Poor looking like he's having a little bit of trouble throwing off of that ginger ankle that we've seen him limp around a little bit.
Yeah, and you noticed it on the play. He almost got sacked on all season. Creston has pulled away from that D end when he tried to get close on him there, and that guy actually caught up with him and forced that ball out. We mentioned he got hobbled last week, and, probably just not 100% on that ankle. And in the game of football, if you're at 90%, it can sure make a big difference.
Yeah, and you don't realize that, the quarterback position, sometimes you can manage that thinking, I'm going to stay in the pocket, I'm going to get rid of the ball. But when you've got pressure coming and you just have to make a play, you kind of forget about that ankle and you just cut like you've always done, and you can tweak it a little bit. The ball on the ground there, the Roadrunner's able to get back on top of it. It'll be a loss of 4 on the play, though.
Boy, that's some of what we saw again weeks ago in Chaparral there. This offense hasn't had a lot of success. We mentioned 100 yards the first time we played them. And, first down here, they actually looked like they had that play reasonably blocked to our right edge of our defense and dropped the ball in the backfield and had to fall on it. So a 4-yard loss for a team that doesn't pass well.
No, and it was pretty good starting field position after holding the Greenbacks on that 4th down. The Cardinals took over on their own 41-yard line. And that loss puts them back at the 37. And now the give to Williams, trying to get outside. Morrell right there, not letting him go anywhere. Just tough to run to the side that is Arlie Morrell and hope you have success.
We talked about it a little bit today before the game, Cody, and Arlie's had a big year. He's obviously the big name on the team with the commit to college football. When we played him at Chaparral, he was eating them up in the backfield, and his length and speed is just so hard to block because as an old offensive lineman, when you get a guy with his kind of reach, it's hard to get up inside of that guy to block him, and he just extends off of you, has the wheels to run that play down.
Great quarter for the Greenbacks, 7-0. They lead it after 1 complete quarter of play. Don't go anywhere. More Greenback football when we come back.
Escape into your ultimate outdoor getaway with the help of Uni Landscapes, your local full-service landscape design and construction company specializing in landscapes, hardscapes, patios, sprinkler systems, water features, and snow removal services. They create your dream space by incorporating design elements unique to you and your family. Uni Landscapes serves Pratt and the surrounding area and is open Monday through Friday. Call 620-672-3301 to transform your outdoor space today.
Plan a trip to Pratt this fall. From small-town charm and unique shops to local dining and museums, there's something in Pratt for everyone. Spend an autumn afternoon in our beautiful parks and along our walking trails. Stay up to date on events and activities by following Visit Pratt on Facebook. That's Visit Pratt on Facebook. We hope to see you in Pratt.
Welcome back as we start the second quarter here at Zerger Field. The 3rd and 12, and the Roadrunners set up the wheel route on the backside and complete it. Trace Hadsel pulls it down.
Greenback coming away with the ball at the end of that, but they're going to say he was down. A well-designed play from Coach Zaradnik.
That was a good play.
Schmidt really rolling hard to his right, set up all the motion, the pull to the right, set up the blocking to the right, and then Yalik Hadsel out the backside. The key to that is having enough time to stop, turn, and throw, and that time the Roadrunners did a good job of providing enough protection to allow Schmidt to turn and make that throw. Now the give to Williams, and he's showing off his power as he makes a couple greenbacks bounce off of him. A pickup for 5, but there is a flag.
Going to be a hold. We had a hold. They had a hold on Titus. Wasn't much doubt of that one. It rolled him over.
First penalty of the night for either team, and it'll go against the Roadrunners. Costly one after they're trying to put together a drive here and a big first down on the last play, and then Williams continues the momentum with a good 5-yard pickup. But the holding penalty after it stepped off will bring up a 1st and 17. 11:27 to play here in the second quarter. Greenbacks lead at 7-0. Greenback defense playing well. Play clock ticking under 10. Roadrunners now out of the huddle fast in the backfield. They fake the pitch to Diaz. Again, Schmidt looking to set up the screen play, finds Grieve, but Morrell right there as soon as Grieve brings the ball in. No gain on the play. Well defended.
That was a good play by Morrell. If he's not there, there's a lot of green behind him. A lot of green.
That's a couple plays now. We've seen this Roadrunner offense try to set up a little bit of kind of delayed passing scheme as they let a little bit of that pressure from this defensive front come through and then try to get behind them with the screen pass, and we saw the wheel route.
That's a good game plan for Chaparral because they've shown they just can't hardly run the ball right at us at this point.
Now Twins to the far side. They give it on the ground to Diaz. Tries to get up the middle after cutting it back. He'll get positive yards, but only 3 or 4. Going to bring up a long 3rd down with 10:15 to play here in the second quarter.
It'll be about 3rd and 15. From the Pratt High 43-yard line. 10:04 left in the second quarter. Pratt still hanging on to that 7-0 lead.
Only a 7-point ball game at this point. It was a fast-paced first quarter. Not a lot of plays that stopped the clock. No penalties in that first quarter. Roadrunner offense up to the line. Schmidt gonna fake the give to Grieve, now looking left side, goes up, has a receiver still on his feet and lunges for the first down marker. What a play. Looked like Cale Grieve, the receiver, and it's going to be enough. They needed 15, and he got 15 and an inch there.
Well, that was just a good effort.
Second effort. The second effort from Grieve is what picked up that first down. He came down with that ball 2 yards shy of the first down line to gain, and then somehow was able to just lunge forward and pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know what Pratt High defender had their hands on him there, but he just kind of pulled out of his hands and rolled forward for 2 yards for a first down.
It looked like Cameron Cox on that play. They kind of both went up for the ball, both came down, except Grieve was able to keep his footing and pick up another 2 yards. A false start penalty there on the Roadrunners, going to back them up 5. So a little bit of 2 steps on themselves. Forward, 1 steps back here for the Roadrunners.
Yeah.
And in a game when possessions are so valuable, going to make it tough on them. So after that penalty, it'll be 1st and 15, 8:55 to play here in the second quarter. Roadrunners trying to put a drive together. Ball on the 35. They give up the middle. Ball looked like it was on the ground. And the Greenbacks signaling like they've got it. They do! Greenbacks come away with their first turnover of the night. Boy, I didn't see how it came out or who got on top of it, but a huge turnover for this Greenback defense.
Yeah, that was a big one there. I mean, Chaparral, even though they'd been putting themselves behind the sticks, was finding a way to convert a couple of long first downs there. and had pushed into greenback territory. So Pratt back with the ball here, chance to obviously score at a minimum, flip the field back in our favor.
Greenbacks take over, 8:45 to play here in the second quarter. They're going right to left on your radio dial. Ball spotted on their own 29-yard line. Twins to the near side, force some motion up front, and it's going to be offsides on the defense. So the Greenbacks pick up a free 5 yards. And now we'll see if Coach Holting, with 4 downs to pick up 5 yards, takes a shot on this first play.
Well, we've had, we scored on the long Morrell pass, and we had, we hit Roop down the field. Should have been a touchdown. I think we've seen there is some softness behind the Roadrunner defensive backs. Not going to be shocking to see us try to attack that here and take a 2-score lead.
Yeah, coming off of a turnover, if you could put something big in play here. Snap to Barker. He's going to keep it on the ground, go left side, lower his shoulder, and appears to pick up the first down just shy of the 40-yard line. And they will move the chains forward. That's good for another Greenback first down.
You mentioned Barker's vision. It just seems like when he comes up inside, there's not a lot there sometimes. He just finds a way to worm forward for another.
I wouldn't say he cuts, he just slides.
That's right.
He just
3-4 yards after contact. Yeah, very good.
8:24 to play here in the second after the first down pickup from Barker. Puts the ball on the 39-yard line of the Greenbacks, bringing Cameron Cox and Titus in a Twins formation near side, and they keep it on the ground again. This time Barker, not as much success, only picks up 2 on the play. That will bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Greenbacks as they're trying to get the ball across midfield. The first down marker spotted right at the 49. So a first down and get them into Roadrunner territory. And now we'll see Morrell in the backfield for the first time as Poor coming out of the huddle. It'll be Barker and Morrell. Snap to Morrell, fakes to the right, now comes back left side, trying to work his feet, keep him moving, and pick up positive yards. He'll pick up 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5. And again, you just wonder how healthy that ankle is of Creston Poor.
3rd and 5 on our own 45 here. This down here, depending on, obviously, if we don't pick up the first, it probably depends on how close you get to that first down marker, if you'll see Coach go for it here. Obviously, if we don't get the first down on this play.
Big 3rd down for the Greenbacks. Cameron Cox and Hudson Titus once again split out near side. Barker and Morrell. Morrell will take the snap, goes right side, met with some trouble early, and he'll be short of the first down. So the Greenbacks and Coach Holting going to be faced with their first decision tonight on a 4th and 2. And no indication that...
4th and a long 2. I'd almost call it 3.
Ball spotted on the 47-yard line.
At a minimum, it's worth a hard count, isn't it?
Yep. See if you can pick it up. Got the Roadrunners to jump early on the first play of this possession. Be Poor and Barker in the backfield. Snap to Poor, gonna drop back, roll to the right, has Barker open and just misses him in the flats. Boy, Barker was there running parallel to that 50-yard line, and that was the line they needed to get to, and just couldn't put the throw on the mark. So the Roadrunner defense,
that throw rushed just a little bit. The Roadrunners had a blitz coming into that, and nice play called by Coach Holting there. It was the pass was there. We just needed to complete it, and it was going to be a lot more than just a first down. But nonetheless, Chaparral's going to take over on our half of the football field.
So another time the Roadrunners going to pick up good field position here after that 4-down stop. They'll get the ball on the Greenback 47-yard line. See if they can do something with it. 6:12 to play here in the second quarter. 7-0. Morrell bats it down. He's just been all over the field for the Greenbacks. Put up one of those big paws and nearly came away with it as well.
Yeah, Arley's a force there at the end. I tell you, tackling.
Just tough to do anything
in the
direction that
throw
he
it
is
over
in,
him.
whether you're putting the ball on the ground or throwing, especially a flat route like that doesn't get the ball in the air much. The give to Hatzel has a little bit of room. Left side, he'll gain 5. After the incomplete on the previous play, it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Roadrunners. 5:58 to play here. Greenback still hanging on to a 7-0 lead. This game, though, much different than week 4, Kelly, as we thought it would be. We talked about the difficulty of having to face a team twice in one season. This Roadrunner team playing the Greenbacks much tougher. Ball on the turf, back into the hands of Diaz.
This would be an interesting
Fourth
decision
down,
for
4th
Chaparral.
and 6, it appears, where they have that spotted. Ball spotted on the 43-yard line. Caleb Strong going to go back deep, anticipating the punt, and they will bring Trace Hatzel back to punt this ball away. So the Roadrunners just not liking where they're at to go for this. Hatzel has to go up high to get it and gets the punt away. A high punt to the left side and into the hands. Titus was back there as well. He brings it down at the 11-yard line after a fair catch signaled. And the Greenbacks with 4:51 to play here in the second, trying to add on to a 7-0 lead.
You know, I think if Chaparral doesn't drop that ball there and they get 2 or 3 yards out of that, they probably go for that where they were on the field. But Pratt High defense, another good stand, and you know, just a lot of field to work with now, starting on our own 11-yard line.
Really backed up into their own territory. So the Roadrunner defense, if they want to make a stand, this is the drive to do it on. As the Greenback offense, nearly 90 yards to go to get into the end zone. Be Strong and Cox come split out near side. Man shifts in motion. Snap to Barker. Keeps it, tucks it right side, and a gain of 4. 4:40 to play here in the second quarter. Once again, 7-0 your score. Greenbacks able to score on their second possession of the night. It was a 2-play quick strike, a deep ball from Poor to Morrell. But that has been your lone touchdown to this point. And the Roadrunners will get the ball coming out of halftime. So if they could somehow keep this to a 7-0 ball game, I think they'd consider that a first half victory. Still a lot of ball to be played. 2nd and 5 for the Greenbacks. And the snap into the hands of Barker. Following his blocker, right side, another good positive pickup for Kyler Barker. Appears to have enough for the first down, and they will move it on. Good for a Greenback first down.
That was another good run by Barker. Obviously, the Pratt High offensive line and defensive line at this point are winning those battles. Chaparral hasn't been able to run the ball on us at all, really. And, you know, it seems like Pratt, even though we haven't ripped off any big yardage, seems like we're getting positive yardage every run.
Well, and you do enough of those 4, 5, 6-yard pickups, eventually one of those is going to break where you can get past that second level and then make it a foot race. Poor stands alone in the backfield. Take a 3-step drop, looking to his left. A deep shot for Morrell. It's going to be a jump ball. Can he go up and get it? No!
Oh,
and the ball
he caught it.
Is intercepted. Oh. Justin Ord somehow comes away with a tip ball.
Caught it on his back.
Came down with that ball, and the ball comes off of his hands, and he was doing everything he could to keep that ball from hitting the turf. You said it, Kelly. He was laying on his back as the ball bobbled around on his chest. And now you can see the discussion here on the sideline. The Pratt coaching staff, who had a great view of it, they think the ball came off the turf. I think it was a clean interception.
It looked like a catch from here,
close.
But they had a better look than us.
Right in front of us,
yeah.
Right down our line of sight here at the 47-yard line. And whatever it was a great play.
It was, and Chaparral has the ball on their own 47-yard line going our way.
3:25 to play, and they get the ball back. They give it to Hatzel, goes left side, not much room, and again, Morrell.
I mean, at what point do you not run there?
Yeah, just tough to design an offensive play that you know he might be able to have an impact on. Now, the trouble is he takes away about 3/4 of the field when he's playing on the strong side like that.
He does. Great job.
And limits your options as a play caller. A 1-yard pickup is what they'll give Hatzel. It'll be 2nd and 9. 2:58 to play here in the second quarter. Ball spotted on the Roadrunners' own 48-yard line. And so far to this point, the Greenbacks have held them scoreless. They'll split Hadsel out on the far side. Ty Hadsel, as we've got a Trace Hadsel and a Ty Hadsel. The give on the ground to Grieve, and again, nowhere to go. Brought down in the backfield. I think his initial forward momentum got him to the line of scrimmage, but not an inch more.
It's going to be 3rd down and 10 on the Chaparral 47-yard line. 2:21 left in the half here.
Both teams still, Coach Zradnik did use one timeout back in the first, so the Roadrunners with 2 timeouts. The Greenbacks and Coach Holting, all 3 timeouts. The Roadrunners going to slow play this, I believe.
Yeah, they're wanting to take as much clock as they can, because if they don't convert this, they don't want to leave Pratt with any time. As little as they can, obviously.
So they break the huddle, play clock under 10. Schmidt gonna fake it, and backside, Morrell goes up, pulls it down. Arlie Morrell again. The Roadrunners continue to test Morrell, and that time Morrell makes them pay. What a play from Arlie Morrell. So the Greenback offense will take over after Morrell, with the spectacular defensive play, comes away with the interception.
I tell you, he's just putting on a clinic out there tonight, on the defensive side especially. I mean, he's done obviously some good things offensively, but I mean, he has made tackle after tackle, batted balls down, intercepted a ball. I mean, and that right there with 1:48 on, if Chaparral doesn't convert that, they're going to punt it down to our 8-10 yard line again, and then Pratt's got a heck of a time to score. Now we're in good position to get a score before half
Great
here.
Field position. The Greenbacks take over on the Roadrunner 39-yard line. The snap to Poor, gives it to Strong, trying to bounce outside, works the stiff arm, doesn't get it, and will be brought down for no gain. Ty Hadsel on the tackle for the Roadrunners. And now the Greenbacks can use this clock and take it all the way into the half with all 3 timeouts. Really, every option available to Coach Holting. 2nd and 10. Barker and Poor in the backfield. The snap to Poor, going to roll to the right. Pressure coming, has to get rid of it. Looking for Morrell or Barker, both in the same vicinity. But pressure from the Roadrunner
forcing
edge.
that ball out again on us. That outside linebacker's blitzing into that rollout and forcing the play before it's got time to set up.
Yep, I think if you're Creston Poor there, you were wanting just a little bit more time for your receivers to separate. You saw Morrell and Barker within about 3 yards of each other, where it looked like Morrell was trying to get a little deeper, but Poor just not allowed the time to let that develop. So 3rd and 10 for the Greenbacks. Poor empty backfield, dropping back, looking, has time now, will take a shot, and miscommunication between him and Roop on the near side of the field.
Boy, great protection by the Pratt High offensive line there. I mean, from the time that ball was snapped, Poor set his feet, had time. Of course, Chaparral kept more men back. They didn't send anybody from the second level on a blitz.
4th and 10, but I think where you're at with the time left in this half, Kelly, the Greenbacks are going to go for it. The ball's on the 39-yard line of the Roadrunners, and they come out showing all offense. Cameron Cox and Kyler Barker will split out. Barker in the slot. Poor alone in the backfield. Rolls to his right now, looking backside for Morrell. Sets up the screen, a great block, and Morrell's got some room across the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, Arlie Morrell! No flags on the play. It'll stand. A 39-yard catch and run from Arlie Morrell, his 2nd of the night. What a well-designed play at a much-needed moment for the Greenbacks.
That was real reminiscent of last week against Cheney. It was 7-0. We had a kind of a 4th and 10 on the 30 or 40-yard line and converted that into points for some momentum going into halftime. Very similar to last week.
A huge play for this Greenback team. You talked about that momentum, and it's a real thing, and the Greenbacks feel like they've got it now as Tebow tacks on the extra point to make it a 14-0 play after Morrell gets the ball back with the interception, then does it on offense. 4 plays, 39 yards for the Greenbacks, and they lead it 14-0. More Greenback football when we come back.
At At Buckland Tractor and Implement, we know that teamwork and dedication are the keys to success, both on the field and in the field. Just like the Pratt Greenbacks, we strive for excellence in everything we do. Whether it's top-of-the-line John Deere equipment or exceptional customer service, we are here to support our community. From tractors to combines and everything in between, BTI has the tools you need to get the job done right. BTI is proud to be a part of this community and to support our local football team. Together, we're stronger. Visit BTI and see how we can help you achieve your goals.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas, on Highway 54. Legends is open 6 days a week and serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local teams. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
A shallow kick from Tebow, trying the onside kick. The Greenbacks going to have a chance, and they do. They recover at the 32. We've seen Tebow do it time and time again this season, and Chaparral just not ready for it. And the Greenbacks will take over after recovering the shallow pooch kick. And that is not an easy kick, and Levi Tebow has shown that if you leave that gap open from the 40 to the 20 with nobody there to defend it, he's going to take advantage of it.
It's almost like an English shot in a ping pong match. It just kind of rolls out slowly, and it just drops in there.
So the Greenbacks now, after scoring with 1:05 left, will take back over with 60 seconds left here. Ball on the Roadrunner 32-yard line. Poor dropping back, a shot down the hash. Caleb Strong, touchdown Greenbacks! And another quick strike, and the Greenbacks in the last 10 seconds have broken this game wide open.
Well,
what a turn.
Yeah, you'd had a feeling that was coming. It was just, he was kind of waiting for that eruption, and boy, Chaparral is going to really, really regret that screen pass that they gave to Arley, because at a minimum there, they probably punt the ball down and go into halftime 7-0. Now it's going to be 21-0, and the game is effectively over at that point.
In the matter of 2 plays, it changed that quickly. Tebow once again will come on for the extra point, sends it through the uprights. It's good, and it is a 21-0 ball game, and the Greenbacks making quick work of that drive. One play, 32 yards, Poor to Caleb Strong. What a strike. Poor now with 3 touchdowns on the night. 2 to Morrell, 1 to Caleb Strong. And you can't emphasize enough how big this last couple plays have been as how this game could shake out. You said it, Kelly. The Roadrunners looked like they were going to maybe take this ball game into half 7-0. I even said you'd call that a victory.
Yeah, they would be happy with that.
I think knowing that they would get the ball coming out of the halftime mark, and now with only 10 seconds off of the play clock from when that all started, they find themselves down 21-0.
And the half ain't over yet.
No.
They got to remember it's still not over.
54 seconds still to play, and the Greenbacks find themselves right back on the kicking end of things after that big touchdown from Caleb Strong. Strong came into this ball game 4 receiving touchdowns on the season, picks up his 5th there. It'll be Tebow set to kick off. And again, going to try that pooch kick, and a fair caught from Cale Grieve. Wise decision there. Heads up play to signal for the fair catch when the pooch kick comes. So the Roadrunners will take over with 53 seconds to play and somehow have to try to rebound after the Greenbacks put up 2 quick touchdowns.
You know, we've said it all season, you know, Pratt in their specialty players, a ton of athleticism and speed there, and you give them enough opportunities and they're going to turn it into touchdowns, and Chaparral just found out the hard way what happens when you give us the ball here with just a little bit of time to work with.
And a little bit of time when Creston Poors just has that little bit more time. Ball on the ground again, dove for, could it be? Greenback ball, and it looks like once again Arley Morrell.
I told you the half wasn't over yet.
I believe maybe that was Leon Ramos who came away with that ball. But the Greenbacks, you said it, Kelly, in a half-joking manner, the half not over, and the Greenbacks going to take over after the fumble on the play inside the Roadrunner 30-yard line with 47 seconds to play. Still with all 3 timeouts in his pocket, Coach Holting, and a snap through the legs of Poor. Poor's got to just chase it down and wisely falls on it. Going to be a big loss on the play, and Coach Holting will take one of his timeouts here. Greenbacks on top 21-0. We'll take one with him when we come back. More Greenback football here in the second quarter.
Exceptional dentistry, right in your neighborhood. At Pratt Family Dental, Dr. Carson Hopkins and Dr. Stephen Coons are here to keep your smile healthy and bright. From routine cleanings to advanced care, our team has the expertise and technology to handle all your dental needs with comfort and confidence. Because at Pratt Family Dental, it's not just about teeth, it's about family, trust, and smiles that last a lifetime. Call today to schedule your appointment with Dr. Hopkins or Dr. Coons. Pratt Family Dental, where exceptional care meets friendly faces.
This is Jeff.
And Jared.
At Intergreen Services, proud supporter of the Pratt Greenbacks.
Around here we say one call fixes it all. From HVAC, plumbing, septic, electrical, and even water well service. We're your hometown team you can count on, just like the Greenbacks on game day.
We're proud to stand behind our athletes, our school, and our community.
So when something needs fixing at home, call Intergreen at 620-672-2338 or visit intergreenservices.com.
Intergreen Services, neighbors helping neighbors, and always cheering for the Greenbacks.
Welcome back. 43 seconds to play here in the second quarter. The Greenbacks coming off of a timeout, faced with a long second down and Poor, trying to pick it up in one play. Takes the shot for Strong, and too much contact before the play will bring out a flag. Strong trying to work his way back to the ball, but the defense from Hadsel just a little too physical, and Strong still not up from that.
Looked like he was holding his lower left leg there.
And we've seen him come up a little gingerly on some of these plays, coming in and out of the huddle, and Greenback's going to attend to him. They'll take a break, 38 seconds to play. Greenbacks should pick up the first down. I believe the pass interference in high school, automatic first down. It's not a spot foul. So after that loss of about 20 yards the previous play, the snap went through Poor's legs, and he just had to fall on it. And it will be pass interference and 2 penalties on the Roadrunners as the Greenbacks decline the pass interference and a roughing the penalty flag that we didn't see all the way in the backfield. That's the one that they will accept. And now a round of applause as Caleb Strong able to walk himself off the field. Good sign. And we'll see where they eventually spot this ball. It will be a first down for the Greenbacks. And they're going to get a lot of that yardage back that they lost from the first down mishap on the snap.
Still 2 timeouts for Coach Holting to use, so the whole field is available for use here.
38 seconds showing on the clock, and after that penalty is assessed, ball is spotted at the Roadrunner 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Greenbacks. Poor in the backfield by his lonesome. Sintitis in motion near side. Now turns upfield. Poor looking right. Sets up the screen for Morrell. Well defended this time. Can Morrell break out of the tackle? No. Nice defense from Justin Ord of the Roadrunners. Did everything he could to hang on and hope that help was coming, and it eventually did. A loss of 6 on the play. And Coach Holting going to use one of those timeouts, as this still looks like an opportunity. As quick as we've seen the Greenbacks able to score, I think as long as you've got a down and a snap available this far into Roadrunner territory, you're going to continue to take your shots before you head into halftime. It was a 7-0 ball game with about 1:15 showing on the play clock. And not a minute later of gameplay, and it's a 21-0 ball game. A lot of turn of events.
Greenbacks able to get an onside kick, get a turnover, and then turn those into points, and trying to score one more time before they head into half. You could turn what would have been a 1-score lead going into half into a 4-score lead.
It can go fast. It can go fast. Pratt's offense can hurt you fast. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, couple chances for Chaparral to protect the football there and to go into halftime, the 7-0 lead. They're going to really regret that, but that's part of the game, and Pratt made the plays to make them play. So,
yeah, and
make them pay.
Part of that is, I think if you're Coach Zaradnik, you know this is a game against a team that you just have to take every shot available, and sometimes those are 50-50 calls of if they're going to go your way or not. But I think at this point in the season, when you're the underdog, the 13 seed playing the 4 seed in the opening round of the playoffs, you've got to go into this game thinking we're going to take every shot possible and not hold anything back. Greenbacks have just been able to capitalize on it in their favor. So Greenbacks come out of the huddle.
Is it second down?
Second and down. They
got
the
a first
penalty
down.
that picked up the first down, and then the screen play after that. So second and long here for the Greenbacks. Titus working right side, looking to pass the ball, had his feet tied up, and somehow still gets the ball off, and Morrell not able to bring it in, but it was due to being bear-hugged in the secondary, and a flag comes in. On to defend that play was Ty Lotta, and again, just doing everything he could to keep Morrell from getting his hands on it. Just a little too much defense, and the Greenbacks going to pick up another first down here by way of penalty.
21 seconds still left in the half.
When somehow Titus able to get that pass off, had to work his way out of the backfield after the pressure came, and then had his legs tied up, somehow still able to set his feet and just use the upper body strength to get that ball 20 yards downfield to Morrell. So no first down on the play. 2nd and 2 after the penalty. Poor alone in the backfield, 3-step drop. Looks across the hash, has a man. Cameron Cox at the 10-5, dives for the end zone. Touchdown! What a closing 2 minutes for this Greenback team. The touchdown from Cox makes it 27-0. Another strike from Poor. This one 23 yards out.
That's how you score 21 points in a hurry, isn't it?
Wow. That's about as efficient football as you can play to close out a half. And the Greenbacks just did it. Tebow once again will come on to try to make it a 28-0 ball game. A kick from Tebow away and continues to split the uprights. 28-0 your score. Greenbacks lead it. 13 seconds before the halftime mark. We'll keep it here. We've got the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show coming up at the break. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss that. We've got our Greenback rundown brought to you by the Liberty Middle School students. And we'll check on some scores around the state, too. It'll give us a chance to scour the internet and see what other scores that may be relevant to the Greenbacks and the rest of the 3A, and just other notable scores that football fans like to keep an eye on, as there are some good games out there across the state. The Greenbacks sitting on a 4-score lead. You can start to look ahead to that next week, I think, safely.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape.
And not have to think that you're maybe doing it a little bit premature. But still a second half football to play. Nonetheless, we'll bring you some halftime scores during that Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime coming up here in just a few moments. Tebow will be set to kick away for the Greenbacks after that score from Cameron Cox. And I believe Cameron Cox picking up his first touchdown of the season.
That's just one of the things that makes Pratt so hard to guard in the passing game is, obviously the big target is Arlie Morrell, but, you got Caleb Strong, you got Cameron Cox, you got Gavin Roop, you got Hudson Titus. You got so many receivers out there that have good speed, and it is just tough to guard them all from a defensive standpoint. So what a weapon on Pratt's side they've got there.
And another fair catch signaled from Cale Grieve. He will bring it in safely at the 35-yard line, and the Roadrunners will have 13 seconds on the play clock. See what type of decision Coach Zaradnik breaks the huddle with. You just get into half and try to regroup
Yes.
Do you take a shot? I
the
think
answer
you do.
is yes.
Yeah, I think you do. When you've seen what the Greenbacks have been able to do with so little amount of time.
Well, and as a team, you have to know your strengths, and Chaparral doesn't have big strike capability. They just don't. And
Schmidt going to roll to the right, looking for a big strike here across midfield, and incomplete. Intended target, Kenny Diaz got into the second level there, but well defended by both Cameron Cox and Gavin Roop. 7 seconds remain on the play clock.
Roop up a little ginger after that.
You almost wonder there with the leg that Kenny Diaz has that if you were able to somehow pick up 20, 25 yards, that might put you in field goal range to close out this half and put some points on the board just to give yourself that little bit of momentum going into half.
Well, yeah, from Chaparral's standpoint, they've at this point played Pratt 6 quarters this season, haven't scored a point yet. So they're looking for
Still
anything
looking
positive
for an answer.
offensively. Yeah.
Likely the final play of the half, and Schmidt will keep it on the ground, goes left side. Now just going to tuck it and protect as a host of Greenbacks trying to bring him down. And that will be the final play of the first half, and a commanding first half for the Greenbacks. 28-0 your score. Don't go anywhere. We've got the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show coming up here on Thunder Country.
Exceptional dentistry, right in your neighborhood. At Pratt Family Dental, Dr. Carson Hopkins and Dr. Stephen Coons are here to keep your smile healthy and bright. From routine cleanings to advanced care, our team has the expertise and technology.
Mead Lumber in Pratt is looking better than ever. Stop by and see our brand new renovations with the same friendly faces you know and trust. Whether you're tackling a big project or just need supplies for the weekend, Mead Lumber has you covered with quality products and expert service. We're proud to be a part of this community and even more proud to support the hardworking athletes of Pratt High School. Mead Lumber, building relationships, building Pratt.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas, on Highway 54. Legends is open 6 days a week and serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local teams. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
At Timish Electric, we light up your world with reliable and efficient electrical services. Our team of skilled and certified electricians is dedicated to providing top-notch service for all your electrical needs. From residential, commercial, or industrial needs, we ensure your electrical systems are safe, reliable, and up to code. Contact us today at 620-672-9334 to schedule a consultation. Timish Electric, proudly serving Pratt and the surrounding areas' electrical needs for over 25 years.
Well, welcome back to the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show on this Halloween night here at Zerger Field. The Greenbacks lead at 28-0 at the halftime mark, and we're able to come across a few scores around the state, Kelly, some relevant to this 3A West division. We saw a Scott City Clay Center score, and the winner of that ball game will go on to play Andale, who played last night and came away with a big win. Clay Center looks like they're on top of that ball game, should come away with that one. We did find a score in the what was the other one there? Hugoton and Collegiate. That's the big one. We will play the winner of that ball game. And the last update we got on that was with 10:20 left in the ball game. That was a 6 o'clock kickoff tonight, so they're an hour ahead of our ball game. And Hugoton currently leading 28-17 out west. So that one, big implications for the Greenbacks, is the winner of that ball game would be coming here to Zerger Field next week. Again, assuming the Greenbacks go on and hang on to this win. The rest of that southern half of the bracket, you've got the Holcomb-Colby matchup. Haven't seen any scores there. And then Cheney-Concordia on the bottom half there, too. So the winner of this game, again, Pratt hosting 2 home games. The way the districts work and the playoffs work, the high seed hosts all the way through until you get to the sub-state championship game. So Pratt able to host tonight as they're the 4 seed against the 13. And if Pratt goes on and wins tonight and Hugoton comes away with that win out west, Pratt, the 4 seed, would host the 5 seed. Regardless of the winner of that, it'll be a Pratt home game, as that will be the high seed against either Hugoton or Collegiate. So you know you've got a home game coming up next week, and then you win that game. Again, just looking ahead. Then you got to go on the road, as you're no longer probably going to be the high seed, as Andale still going to be in the mix, and then you would get on the road and begin your travel in the playoff season. So a little bit looking down the road there, but kind of how things could shake out with the scores that we do have that have came in to us. If we have any more come in, we'll keep you updated. But really the big one for Pratt was that Hugoton and Collegiate score. And that was one of those scenarios where if Collegiate comes away with that win, you're right back looking at playing an opponent twice that you've already faced. And regardless of Collegiate's record, still a scary team to face twice. You know, it's one of those games that you think at some point Collegiate is going to be Collegiate, as many athletes as they have. So not that there's a favorable team to play out of that matchup, as Hugoton 7-1 on the season, a very respectable opponent. When you get to this point in the season, especially past this week and into that second round of the playoffs, you can expect a dogfight every week. You can't be thinking, oh, I wish we had this draw or that draw. At this point in the season, it's kind of like, okay, everybody's got the same goal in mind. You've got to play who's in front of you if you want to win it.
That's right. And you're going to match up against different teams with different styles of play. obviously, and you just gotta play who's in front of you and keep trucking on. Obviously, it's not a foregone conclusion ever, but Andale looming out there a couple rounds, won 5 out of the last 6 state titles, have just ran through their schedule this year, and it's on the horizon for everyone to look at. That you can't look too far ahead, but they're out there looming, and if it's a matchup that comes, it'll be an exciting one from our standpoint, and then you try to get a knock off the champ. So.
Yeah, you want a chance to take the shot. You want to be the man in the arena. So the Greenbacks tonight, though, lead this ballgame 28-0. A few minutes left here in the halftime break. Kelly, if you're Coach J.C. Zradnik of this Roadrunner team, down 28-0, and not only down 28-0, but the way that first half ended, how do you pick your team back up from that first half and try to get them ready to come out and play the second half?
That's a tough mental hurdle to overcome, the way the end of that half finished in the last, minute and a half there, when, you're the underdog in the game and you've kind of punched above your weight a little bit, and you're saying, hey, we're in this game. It's 7-0, we get the ball at halftime. We could make a fight of this thing. And then to blink a couple times and be down 28-0 like they are, it's a tough message in that locker room. I think you got to come out, obviously. If you're Chaparral, they have just shown they are not willing to try to run the balls between our tackles. They want to run off tackle and wide. Have had, in my opinion, no success with it. They've had a little bit of success throwing the football, honestly, tonight. It's been better tonight than the first time we faced them. And so if I'm them, you still got to go to your bread and butter to keep the defense honest. But I think Chaparral has to be willing to put the ball in the air more and back this Pratt High defense off, because they seem bound and determined to pound the left side of their offense, and they've run right into the Pratt High defense and mostly Arlie Morrell over there on our right edge, and have had just no success with it.
Yeah, I just don't know what answer you find for Arlie Morrell, as dominant as he is. And in the plays that he's not even in, he's shut down. We said it, 3/4 of the field. If you try to run away from him and he's on the strong side, he's taken that whole half of the field away. He's just such a force on the defensive front. And so athletic. If he's not in the mix on the ground, you can see him break away from that initial block, and then he's focusing on timing that jump to get up and bat a ball down, or he drops back into that second level and he's picking up somebody slipping out of the backfield. Just so versatile, and the Roadrunners have just not found an answer. Now, if you're Coach Holting, I think you just pick up where you left off in this second half. You've got a 28-point lead. 45 points is the number that you get the running clock in the playoffs now. 35 is what it's been all season, so the Greenbacks still have a ways to go there. I don't think that's what you're looking at, but if you can get there, great. If you're Coach Holting, at this point, it's just come out, keep doing what you did to close out that first half.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball over. I think you're going to see Coach try to run the ball some here and establish the running game. Didn't run the ball a lot the first half real well. Had our success through the air, so here we go.
Second half now underway. It'll be Tebow. This time he sends it deep down to the 10-yard line. It'll be Jaden Harper on the return for the Roadrunners. Cuts it back upfield, has some room to run. Brought down by the back on the tackle for the Greenbacks, Adrian Tresner. A good backside tackle from Tresner, as Harper looked like he had a lane there to try to get outside, and Tresner makes a nice tackle to keep him there. So it will be the Roadrunners that open up this second half. With the ball, they trail at 28-0. And see if they can forget that first half and try to start with a clean slate here and put something together on the offensive end. Roadrunners break the huddle, and a give to Diaz. Bounces it right side now, nothing there. Tries to work back left side, and Gavin Roop stayed home on that play. Well-disciplined play from Gavin Roop to not suck in on that. Stay home in case it comes back your side. That time it does, and he's there to make the tackle. A gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Roadrunners. They're going left to right on your radio dial. They send Twins to the far side. One man split out near side. The give up to the middle to Williams, and he's got nowhere to go as 3 Greenbacks stop him at the line of scrimmage.
Pick up of another yard, going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 here. from the Roadrunner 39-yard line.
11 minutes to play here in this third quarter. The last thing you want to do if you're the Roadrunners is give the ball back to the Greenbacks very quickly. You want to try to put together a drive here, keep it out of the Greenbacks' hands as long as you can. A big 3rd and 7 here. The snap, the hesitation. Now Schmidt going to roll left side and tipped at the line of scrimmage, it looked like. Looking for Williams in the flat, but I think Morrell got a hand on that ball and may have affected it. That'll bring up 4th and 7 for the Roadrunners, so the Greenback defense comes out of this halftime break looking like they are ready to play. The Roadrunners going to wisely punt this ball away, and Hudson Titus will drop back deep for the Greenbacks. Be Jaden Harper back deep to punt. Titus to return. Good snap, catch, and a low end-over-end punt from Harper. Takes a Roadrunner bounce out of bounds near the 20-yard line.
Much better punting from Chaparral in this game than we saw in the first game. They had a lot of trouble with their special teams and have done a good job of getting punts off, and that was a great punt where they kicked it low and away from our returner. Pratt's going to take over here.
So it'll be the Greenback offense making their way out to the field to start this second half off for the first time for them. 10:24 to play. They lead at 28-0. We'll see how aggressive the play calling and what the offensive scheme is this second half for Coach Holting.
Because last year the same thing happened. We were planning for
Poor and Barker in the backfield coming out of the huddle for the Greenbacks. Snap to Barker, now gives it to Titus, cuts it back, bounces it outside, has some room to run across the 40, trying to turn on the Jets, and brought down from behind by Daniel Schmidt. I tried to come to a stop and kind of juke him out there at the 40-yard line. Schmidt didn't fall for it, but a big pickup from Hudson Titus.
Had to be our biggest run of the night, didn't it?
27 yards from Hudson Titus.
You know, and that's where when the passing game is having the success it's having, you know, Chaparral has no choice but to, you know, respect that and drop some guys off the line of scrimmage. Obviously opens up the running game.
And Titus, another one of those pieces of this Greenback offense. Only 14 carries coming into tonight's ball game, and you just see him plug and play with the athletes that they have. Barker will take the snap, go right side, and a flag comes in at the end of that play. Barker tackled in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. See if that penalty goes against the Greenbacks. It does. It'll be a holding penalty against the Greenbacks.
Is that our first one tonight?
First penalty?
I think, isn't it? Somebody prove me wrong. We had a penalty?
Greenbacks have played a pretty clean game to this point, and I think you're correct, Kelly, there. The first penalty of the night for the Greenbacks. 9:48 to play here in this third quarter. Greenbacks lead at 28-0, and after the penalty, it'll be 1st and 20. Ball backed up all the way on the 34-yard line of the Greenbacks. Barker and Poor await the snap. Snap to Barker. Now to Titus. Tried the same counter play this time. Blown up in the backfield. Good play from the Roadrunners. On the tackle, looked like Fernando Velasquez.
You know, that counter, in order for it to work, the line of scrimmage has to hold steady. Any penetration really gives that play trouble because it has to counter right down the backside of the line of scrimmage. And in that case, got a little penetration from the Roadrunner D-line and tripped him up in the backfield.
That's a play the Greenbacks like to run, and early on in this season, we saw them have trouble with that due to that exact same thing. The line not holding, and it blows up that running lane of that back you've got coming across the backside. This time, Poor going to look to throw. Has a man, Cameron Cox, can't hang on to it, and a big hit delivered by Ty Hadsel. Ball hits the turf. It'll be incomplete and bring up a long 3rd down. Good ball from Poor. Just a tough one for Cameron Cox to bring down with the pressure that was coming from Ty Hadsel.
Bring up a 3rd and 25, Cody?
Yep, 3rd and long here for the Greenbacks. That penalty really took him out of this play. Tried to pick up a big chunk of it there, not able to do so.
We got Arlie Morrell spread wide to the right. single
Morrell and
coverage.
Barker both on the far side. Titus and Roop on the near side. Barker running the cross route and hit in the middle. Another good defensive play. This time Justin Ord pops Kyler Barker just as the ball got to his hands. Did a good job of not making contact too early and drawing the penalty. So the Greenbacks faced with their longest fourth down tonight. 4th and 23, and Morrell will drop back deep to punt.
First punt
of the night for the Greenbacks.
Couple turnover on downs, couple interceptions, but have not punted tonight.
And it'll be Ty Hadsel on the near side here to return. And on the far side, Daniel Schmidt. And it looks like the Greenbacks maybe not with the right personnel package. Need to take a timeout to sort that out. We'll take one with them. Be back here in 60 seconds with more Greenback football on Thunder Country.
For your fine dining experience, be sure to stop at Club D'Est in downtown Pratt. Western Kansas's premier steakhouse for over 50 years. They'll serve you the best with their friendly, attentive staff and home-cooked meal you desire. Also offering a full range of entertainment with live music and karaoke weekend nights. So come for food and stay for fun at Club D'Est in downtown Pratt. Open 7 nights a week.
This is Chris with Car Auction Real Estate. We've been proudly moving assets since 1965, with locations in Pratt and Larned servicing the surrounding counties.
Jamie here with Car Auction and Real Estate. While our marketing strategies clearly stand out, we stand strong on our principles of integrity, transparency, and reputation in our industry.
Whether it be buying, selling, auction, or appraisal needs, look us up online at carauction.com.
Good luck and go Greenbacks.
Welcome back. 8:46 to play, and a big punt from Marley Morrell sent away, and a nice hit delivered by the gunner of the Greenbacks. You see what number that was?
Cox.
Cameron Cox making a case for the Meade Lumber hit stick of the night, as he was there as soon as Daniel Schmidt came down with that ball. So it'll be the Roadrunners that take over 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Schmidt drops back, now looks right, and once again tries to throw to the side of Arlie Morrell, and Morrell says, nope, not coming this way. Goes up and gets an elbow on it.
I mean, every time. Every time.
Just timed it perfect. You know, if you're not going to get there in time for the rush, then you've got to try to time it to go up and deflect that pass. And Morrell has done a great job tonight of knowing that, okay, I can't get there in time when he's going to throw the ball to go for the sack. So time it just right and go up and try to deflect that ball. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete. They keep it on the ground to Diaz. He's got nowhere to go. Tackled, a 1-yard loss. Once again, that army of Greenbacks in there. That front four, Madden Wilson, along with Sebastian Beach that time. An update out west, 28-20 your score with 6 minutes left in that Hugoton game. Hugoton on top. Again, the winner of that game be coming this direction next week, facing the Greenbacks here at Zerger Field if this game and score holds. 8:10 to play here in the third quarter. The Greenbacks lead at 28-0. Big 3rd and 10 here for the Roadrunners. They run the spinner series. Grieve trying to get outside, picks up a few positive yards, but still has the pile moving. No whistle yet. They finally blow him dead, and a pickup of 6 will bring a 4th and 4 for this Roadrunner team.
I mean, you got to think Chaparral, even being down 4 scores here, has got to punt this ball here.
Just tough to try to go for this and not pick it up and give the Greenbacks the ball back with such good field position.
Got Titus going back to return.
Does look like the punting unit comes out, so Titus will drop back as the return man. Jaden Harper back for the punting duties. Snap away and another line drive punt from Harper. Hits the turf at about the 35 and bounces forward to, looks like around the 24-yard line as well. They'll say that went out of bounds. So the Greenbacks will take over.
7:03 left in the third quarter. 28-0.
Both
still leading this one.
offenses still kind of finding their footing here in this second half. Really a lot of how we saw the first half go until the closing 90 seconds. It was a 7-0 ball game. If you're just tuning in, the Greenbacks and the Roadrunners, really a competitive first half of play. It was 7-0 with a minute and a half left going into the halftime mark, and then the Greenbacks just came alive, defensive and offensive, and able to score 3 quick touchdowns in the span of 90 seconds. 1st and 10 for the Greenbacks here. Snap to Barker, follows Poor left side, and he'll pick up maybe 1. Greenbacks likely to feature the run more in this second half. The clock is your friend when you've got a 4-score lead.
Yeah, you're just trying to grind out some first downs here and keep that clock rolling. Game seems pretty far out of reach for Chaparral, but it'll seem even further out of reach if you get to the fourth quarter with the same score.
Yeah, got to try to do something. It's 2nd and 9 here for the Greenbacks. Ball on the on the Greenback 28-yard line. Snap to Poor, fakes the give, now passes to Cox far side, tackled near the first down marker. I say he stayed in bounds, so the clock will continue to run just shy of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Ball spotted on the 36. It's a good throw and catch between Poor and Cox there. Not much time to get your feet set, find your grip and your laces on the ball, and Poor with a quick strike. Now Roop and Titus will come out near side. Roop split out on the numbers. Snap to Barker, they'll keep it on the ground. Goes left side, cuts it back, lowers his shoulder. Daniel Schmidt on the tackle, but enough pickup by Barker for another Greenback first down. Just near the 45-yard line. The Greenbacks trying to get across the 50 into Roadrunner territory. A new set of downs, though, makes that a likely possibility. 5:20 to play here in the third quarter. The Greenbacks lead at 28-0. Now Cameron Cox coming far, split out here, just 2 steps from the sideline. Poor going to drop back. Morrell running the deep route, takes the underneath option, and a great pass from Creston Poor, just drops it over the shoulder of Kyler Barker, who we don't see come out of the backfield too often as an option for Poor to throw to. And that time, a 15-yard pickup from Poor gets him into Roadrunner territory. What a beautifully thrown ball.
Poor's throwing some good balls. I mean, we overall tonight, a lot of good footballs thrown out of the backfield.
And he's had a few that were put right there that just weren't brought down by the Greenback receivers. Yep. So 1st and 10 for the Greenbacks into Roadrunner territory now. This time the snap to Barker. He's going to lower his shoulder, keeps it on the ground, and will pick up 2. Barker just really showing his versatility in this game after that touch catch on the sideline, and then the power that time on the ground. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Greenbacks at the Roadrunner 37-yard line.
Play took us down under 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
52 degrees here on this Halloween night here at Zerger Field. A nice evening for playoff football. Poor, quick drop. Now the pop pass to Morrell, trying to create some space and just use his athleticism, but defended well by the Roadrunners. Kenny Diaz got a hold of Morrell that time and never let him go. Morrell was trying to fight him off and get back to the other side of the field.
It's a good tackle by Diaz. You don't see Morrell brought down often by one tackler, and he hung with him there and got him on the ground.
That's a play a lot of times you'd see with Cade Liggett, that pop pass where he cuts underneath and it looks more like a handoff, but
gets a little bit of air on it, so it is considered a pass. If for any reason there was some trouble on that exchange, it would be an incomplete pass as that ball's moving forward in the air, so a little bit of protection there when you run that play. Now the Greenbacks faced with a long 3rd and 15. Snap to Poor, 3-step drop, pressure coming, gets rid of it, has a man, Gavin Roop, 10-5, touchdown, Gavin Roop! And Poor continues to put on a show.
Another good ball.
Gavin
right
Roop
over the shoulder.
picks up his 3rd touchdown of the season. Came into this ball game with only 4 catches, 2 of them touchdowns, and a huge one there.
You know, Chaparral's, outside of some long passes, their defense has played fairly well. But boy, I tell you, with the precision from Poor throwing and the Greenback wideouts running good routes, just been able to hurt them over the top all night. It's where our points have come from.
And it's been so spread around to different players through the air. Tebow on for the extra point. Good. 35-0 your score. A 7-play, 73-yard drive from the Greenbacks with 2:46 to play in the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. More Greenback football when we return.
It's a fact. A custom cow mineral does not have to cost more. Actually, it might be just what you need to improve your cow herd. The friendly and helpful professionals at Extra Factors in Pratt are available to sit down and discuss your operations needs and goals. From custom protein supplements and liquid protein to bulk commodities and possible mineral formulation. Find it all at Extra Factors. Call 620-672-5616 and speak with Levi Macbeth for all your nutritional needs. Extra Factors. We put the extra into cattle nutrition.
Welcome to Humble Pie, where every day starts with the freshest ingredients. Our secret here is a perfectly blended pizza sauce. That's the heart of every pizza. From farm to table, our pizzas are topped with the freshest veggies, along with our commitment to quality means fresh dough made daily for that perfect crust. And you won't want to miss out on the daily specials at Humble Pie. Order your next pizza online at humblepiepratt.com. Serving you in both Pratt and Larned. Humble Pie, the taste speaks for itself.
Welcome back. 2:46 to play in the 3rd quarter, and Gavin Roop, a huge catch and touchdown from Creston Poor. Kickoff from Tebow sends a deep one back in the hands of Jaden Harper. Caught at the 5, trying to go far side around that wall, and only gets out to the 26-yard line. What a night Creston Poor is having. 270-ish yards through the air, and really has spread it around between Roop, Morrell, Cameron Cox, Caleb Strong, everybody chipping in. And Creston Poor just having one of his best games, if not the best game of his season. Yeah, and doing that on maybe a 70-80% health with that ankle that we've seen him fighting it off all game long. Greenbacks trying to get one player off the field, doesn't do it, and the flag will come in. Well, you saw him sprinting off towards the end, but the Roadrunners able to get the snap off.
Now going back out.
A little personnel miscue from the Greenbacks. 2:38 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and the Greenbacks lead at 35-0. And that was your score against these two teams in week 4, 35-0, the final score. And we find ourselves right back there, this time a playoff format in week 9. So after that penalty, it'll be 1st and 5 for the Roadrunners. Ball spotted on their own 31. Schmidt going to drop back, looks for the quick strike on the far side, and pulls it in. The receiver, Kenny Diaz. Well, he does a lot for this Roadrunner team. We mentioned Diaz early in the ball game. Their leading carrier, 67 carries and 367 yards on the season. Also came into this ball game with 7 catches, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So really a versatile player for this Roadrunner team. They give up the middle to Williams. And I think he's going to have enough for the first down there.
Another score coming in there, 15-10 in the bottom half of this bracket in that Cheney-Concordia ball game. Cheney leading that ball game at halftime. And the most recent update we had from out west was it looked like Hugoton was going to come away with that win. Maybe a one-score ball game, 28-20 was the last.
Did you get a final on that?
That what we got. There was 45 seconds left in the game, the last update I had. So said Hugoton would likely be the winner. 2:04 left to play in this third quarter. Give it around, and Trace Hadsel runs in to a couple defenders. Arlie Morrell.
That's shocking.
In the backfield there, and Hadsel never stood a chance.
Girl, where are your pants?
A loss on the play will make it 2nd and 14 for the Roadrunners.
Minute 42 left in the third quarter.
A 35-0 score. We mentioned it earlier in this ball game. Does not start the running clock once you start playoffs. 45 points is the margin. So if you're wondering why no running clock at this point, we've seen it all season. It's got to be 45 in the playoffs. Schmidt rolling to his right, nearly intercepted. Cameron Cox tried to make a play on it. Daniel Schmidt tried to find Ty Hadsel over the top of the secondary and a bit underthrown, and Cox almost came away with a great defensive play. We'll stop the clock with 1:17 to play here in the third, and the Roadrunners looking at a long 3rd and 14 with the ball spotted on their own 34-yard line. Just trying to find a way to move these chains down the field. Have not found an answer yet for this Greenback defense when they don't look to show any signs of letting up. Mason Walker will split out far side, runs the out route. Now Schmidt looking back for that wheel route, has Hadsel up the sideline, breaks the tackle, still on his feet across the 40, the 30, trying to get to the corner, cuts it back and hit from behind. Ball nearly came out as Kyler Barker chased that play down and got Hadsel from behind, but a big play, the biggest of the night for the Roadrunners.
You remember that play early in the game. They ran it on a 3rd and 15, and it was a well-run, executed play, and went back to the well there.
Great success with it. Both times we've seen them try to run it. 50-yard pickup. That was their biggest of the night. And the key to that play, though, is Daniel Schmidt having time to be able to get that pass off. Haven't seen him have that luxury a lot of this ball game just due to the pressure from the Greenbacks. Spread formation, Schmidt going to drop out the slant route, finds a man, looking for the end zone, and Cale Grieve, the receiver, just shy of the end zone, and that route nearly jumped by the Greenbacks.
Good tackle by Titus there to save a touchdown. Tackled him on the 1-yard line.
I didn't see what Greenback that was in the secondary there, but no, that tried to jump that route. We had a man, looked like he tried going for that interception maybe instead of timing it to catch Grieve when he caught the ball.
First and goal here from the 2-yard line.
Schmidt will go under center now with the goal line offensive package. Going to run the tush push, and no signal yet. I think he came up short. The Greenback defense
got about half of it.
Held.
Got to be on about the 1-foot line here.
That's where they'll move it. It'll be 2nd and goal to go for this Roadrunner offense, trying to avoid the shutout for a second time against this Greenback team. And they'll have a quarter break to think about it. 35-0 your score. Greenbacks on top. We'll be back with 4th quarter action here on Thunder Country.
Escape into your ultimate outdoor getaway with the help of Uni Landscapes, your local full-service landscape design and construction company specializing in landscapes, hardscapes, patios, sprinkler systems, water features, and snow removal services. They create your dream space by incorporating design elements unique to you and your family. Uni Landscapes serves Pratt and the surrounding area and is open Monday through Friday. Call 620-672-3301 to transform your outdoor space today.
Plan a trip to Pratt this fall. From small-town charm and unique shops to local dining and museums, there's something in Pratt for everyone. Spend an autumn afternoon in our beautiful parks and along our walking trails. Stay up to date on events and activities by following Visit Pratt on Facebook. That's Visit Pratt on Facebook. We hope to see you in Pratt.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action here at Zerger Field on a beautiful Halloween night to open up the playoff season for the 3A West Division. Your Greenbacks on top 35-0, but the Roadrunners trying to punch their first touchdown in. It'll be 2nd and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Roadrunners now going right to left on your radio dial, heading for that Liberty end zone. Once again, under center, Schmidt trying
he had to have got in there
to move the pile, and boy, it looks like he did, but no signal coming.
It looked like he went forward.
And they're going to say third down as they pick the bodies off the pile and find where the ball was at. So this Greenback defense is doing their best to hold. It'll be 3rd and goal now.
Just from where that ball started and how far the quarterback lunged forward, I just thought for sure he was in there. But, well, we got the whole team stacked on top of the center here.
Oh, and the nose of that ball looks like it is inches from the goal line. To give to Williams. He tries to lunge forward and is in there. Touchdown, Roadrunners.
That's that moment where you fake the handoff straight ahead, and if you went around the end, I think you'd have walked in. See it in the NFL once in a while. But Chaparral finally breaks the force field here after 7 full quarters against the Greenbacks.
11:51 to play in the fourth, and that touchdown makes it 35-6. Greenback still on top. It'll be Diaz to come on for the extra point. Snap good, kick away, and the kick is good, so 35-7. After the 1-yard punch in, the Roadrunners put together their best drive of the night. 9 plays, 73 yards. We'll be back with more Greenback football when we return.
At Buckland Tractor and Implement, we know that teamwork and dedication are the keys to success, both on the field and in the field. Just like the Pratt Greenbacks, we strive for excellence in everything we do. Whether it's top-of-the-line John Deere equipment or exceptional customer service, we are here to support our community. From tractors to combines and everything in between, BTI has the tools you need to get the job done right. BTI is proud to be a part of this community and to support our local football team. Together, we're stronger. Visit BTI and see how we can help you achieve your goals.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas, on Highway 54. Legends is open 6 days a week and serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local teams. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action, 11:51 to play, and the Roadrunners finally punched the ball in the end zone to make it a 35-7 ball game. A long, lengthy drive by the Roadrunners, and they convert it into points. And now the Greenbacks set to return. It'll be Cameron Cox, Hudson Titus, and Morrell back deep, and Diaz set to send it away. Line drive, sidewinder kick from Diaz. Will bounce at the 5 and into the end zone. No chance for a return by the Greenbacks.
Can't do it better than that from a kick team.
So the Greenback offense will take over. 11:51 to go here in this fourth quarter. See how the Greenbacks operate in this fourth quarter. 35-7 lead. Morrell and Titus here on the near side. It'll be Barker and Poor in the backfield. The snap will go to Barker. He'll follow Poor. Bounces it out, has some room.
And a jersey-saving tackle from Daniel Schmidt. Boy, Kyler Barker hit that hole fast. Looked like he was going to have room to bounce it out. And Daniel Schmidt, a nice tackle to keep him from getting to that sideline and making it a foot race. It was good enough, though, for another Greenback first down. Takes the ball out to the 37-yard line of the Greenbacks. They try to get it closer to midfield into Roadrunner territory. Snap again to Barker, this time going left side. Again, first contact comes in the secondary, and Barker lowers his shoulder. Daniel Schmidt tried to take it on, but Barker won that battle, and another big pickup from Kyler Barker. Not too often do you see a Mead Lumber hit stick maybe come on the offensive end, but Kyler Barker lowering his shoulder that time and delivering a hit.
And Chaparral doing a good job, you know, just like Clearwater a few weeks ago, committing men to the outside to keep us from getting wide. Obviously, the middle's just left a little weaker with that, and Pratt's starting to take advantage of it.
And you see the heavyweight package here in the backfield for the Greenbacks as Madden Wilson was alongside Kyler Barker, but Coach Holting saw something he didn't like, so he'll take a timeout. 10:53 to play. More Greenback football coming your way.
Exceptional dentistry, right in your neighborhood. At Pratt Family Dental, Dr. Carson Hopkins and Dr. Stephen Coons are here to keep your smile healthy and bright. From routine cleanings to advanced care, our team has the expertise and technology to handle all your dental needs with comfort and confidence. Because at Pratt Family Dental, it's not just about teeth. It's about family, trust, and smiles that last a lifetime. Call today to schedule your appointment with Dr. Hopkins or Dr. Coons. Pratt Family Dental, where exceptional care meets friendly faces.
This is Jeff.
And Jared.
At Innergreen Services, proud supporter of the Pratt Greenbacks.
Around here, we say one call fixes it all. From HVAC, plumbing, septic, electrical, and even water well service. We're your hometown team you can count on, just like the Greenbacks on game day.
We're proud to stand behind our athletes, our school, and our community.
So when something needs fixing at home, call Innergreen at 620-672-2338 or visit innergreenservices.com.
Innergreen Services, neighbors helping neighbors, and always cheering for the Greenbacks.
Welcome back, fourth quarter action, 10:53 to play here at Zerger Field. And the ball carrier, Madden Wilson, usually leading the way. This time getting some love for the play calling from Coach Holting. Says put the ball in his hands, let him eat.
I'd like to see a big guy run the ball once in a while. You know, always up in front pushing, Cody.
That's right, you fraternity of linemen.
I wouldn't know. I never got it. But it doesn't bother me at all, okay, in case you haven't wondered.
10:25 to play here in the fourth quarter. And the Greenbacks marching here. It'll be 2nd and 1 after the carry from Wilson. Once again in the backfield alongside Morrell. Just when you thought you couldn't see any more wrinkles from this Greenback offense. And Morrell will get the snap this time. Following Wilson. Cuts it back left side. 10-5. Touchdown, Arlie Morrell. Through the air and on the land. Arlie Morrell makes it a 41-7 ball game. A 31-yard pickup, his longest of the night.
You know, it looked like we had the most room to run there I've seen all night. It just seemed like when we went to the right there, the hole just opened and Morrell made a nice cutback.
I don't think anybody wanted to take on that lead blocker that was Madden Wilson.
They scattered.
Tebow will come on for the extra point. Snap and hold good, and Tebow sends it through the uprights, 41-7. Your score. Greenbacks a 4-play, 80-yard drive. They lead at 42-7 here in the fourth quarter. Did get that final score from out west. Hugoton won that ball game.
See our opponent next week.
You can start safely looking ahead, I think, at this point.
That'll be an interesting matchup for us.
That we used to see a lot of Hugoton. Haven't seen them lately. I'm sure you'll have the tail of the tape ready for us for that ball game. We'll break it down much more next week, but a game that, in that Hugoton class, we saw them in sub-state basketball action here last year.
Pretty athletic.
It's an athletic class, and you see that. You see those rises and those dips with schools all our size in the 3A division, where you'll see a 2-3 year cycle where you've just got that class of kids or a couple classes of kids. Right now, Hugoton's got one. We saw it with Clay Center, Rock Creek. Pratt had it in the Tice era. And you have those just ups and downs of years where every now and then you get that special group of kids come together and you're successful in all sports. Like I said, the Greenbacks with state appearances last year in both basketball and baseball, and now having a great season here on the football field. It should be a fun matchup next week.
You bet. Really looking forward to that.
Tebow set to kick things away. Back deep to return. It'll be Harper and Hadsel for the Roadrunners. And Tebow going to send this one deep to the far side into the hands of Harper at the 10-yard line. Comes across the 20. Still on his feet being chased down. And Cameron Cox alongside Adrian Tresner on the tackle for the Greenbacks.
9:56 left in the ball game.
Greenback first team D still out there on the field. With the exception of that last drive by the Roadrunners, they just really have not had an answer tonight against this Greenback defense. They'll send Hadsel and Walker split out here to the near side. Schmidt looking for Hadsel, able to catch it in the flats, now trying to avoid the wave of Greenbacks coming his way, and a big hit delivered. Josiah Schmidt. Boy, Hadsel tried to cut that back, and in doing so, boy, his momentum going far side met with Schmidt's momentum coming this way. Made for another big hit.
Did you see who made him cut back inside?
It was Morrell trying to avoid Morrell. Had
Morrell
this
out in the flat.
Sealed. Gee whiz. And once Hadsel saw him, you saw him change directions quickly.
Yeah, it looked like he had the edge there, and Morrell got to his outside somehow, made him cut back inside.
Once again, Twins to the far side. Diaz near the numbers. Schmidt, three-step drop, pressure coming, has to get rid of it. A nice deep ball thrown down the sideline, and Mason Walker just not able to hang on to it. A well-thrown ball by Daniel Schmidt. That'll stop the clock with 9:03 to play here in the fourth.
Hit him right in the hands. Yep, starting to see a few subs here for Pratt.
Changing a little bit is Christian Shishan in the secondary for the Greenbacks, playing that free safety position. Logan Schenkel-Hamilton here on the shallow numbers. Matthew James out there at the strong safety position. So a little mix here of some starters and some secondary for the Greenbacks. Schmidt once again dropping back, pressure coming, has to get rid of it, and nobody there. Well defended. Levi Tebow running stride for stride with Ty Hadsel, and it'll bring up a 4th and 7. Roadrunners just not in the right field position to try to make this 4-down territory. They will send Hadsel back to punt. So the Greenbacks will drop Titus back deep to return. Hadsel gets the punt off, this time a little higher. Bounces at the 37-yard line, takes a Roadrunner bounce, and they will down it near the 20. So the Greenback offense will make its way back out on the field. We'll see what unit makes its way onto the field, as we saw some substitutions on the defensive end there.
That looks like the JV squad here. You know, Pratt's been fortunate all year with injuries. Just the last couple weeks had a couple creep in here. We got a couple more guys limping around a little bit. I think Coach Holting, probably knowing this game's in hand, says, hey, let's get the younger guys out there and give them a chance in a playoff atmosphere, and also save some of the starters for next week.
We'll try to get you some names and numbers of some of these guys we don't see out on the field too much during these varsity games, but always a great experience when these younger kids can get out here
on a Friday night, especially in this atmosphere. Playoff football on a Friday night. So the Greenbacks will back it in tight on the offensive set. It'll be Max Timish and Christian Shishong. He'll take the carry, works right side, and a gain of 2. And the clock will wind. 8:30 to play. Greenbacks lead at 42-7. When they've had a great night on all fronts, offensive, defensive, really done it all around tonight. Once again, Shishong and Timish in the backfield. And the snap to Christian. Gives it on the counter play. Got Cash Ramos, the ball carrier. Excuse me, Matthew James, the ball carrier for the Greenbacks. Tackled for a 1-yard loss is where they'll spot him.
7:54 left in the ball game. Starting to wind this one down here.
Yep, this Greenback unit just trying to keep the possession alive, pick up some first downs, move it down the field. Got a big 3rd and 9 here to pick up if they want to do that. Timish looks this way on the sideline. Sets up in the backfield. Snap to Timish, looking left. Now decides to throw the ball just over the hands of his intended receiver in Shishong. Leaked out of the backfield there, and Timish not able to connect. So 4th and 9 coming up for the Greenbacks. And the punt unit will make its way onto the field. Morrell going to be set up inside his own 10-yard line by the time he receives this snap, and the Roadrunners will send Daniel Schmidt back deep to return. Another Roadrunner comes with him. Ty Hatzel will set up there as well, near the 50-yard line. Only seen the Greenbacks punt once tonight. Snap from, and a punt away from Morrell. Fair catch signaled, and Hatzel brings it in right at the 50-yard line. So the Roadrunners going to take over possession with pretty good field position. 7:20 to play here in this 4th quarter. Still a pretty good crowd for this Greenback side. We wondered, being Halloween night, it looked a little thin early on. We knew it'd kind of fill up and filter in as the game went on, and it did so. Got quite a few still sticking around for this ball game. 7:20 to play here in the 4th quarter. Schmidt still in there taking snaps for the Roadrunners. The give to Diaz with some success here. Picks up the first down and more as he gets across the 35-yard line into Greenback territory. Roadrunners will pick up a first down there. Spot the ball on the 33 of the Greenbacks, we'll call it. Diaz goes in motion for the Roadrunners. The counter play as Hatzel trying to bounce it outside, now cuts it back, nowhere to go there. On the tackle, Max Timish for the Greenbacks. A gain of only 1, bring up 2nd and 9 for the Roadrunners. See if this Greenback second unit can keep this first unit of the Roadrunners out of the end zone. Spread formation here for the Roadrunners. And Schmidt going to drop back, roll to his right, setting up that wheel route, this time defended well. Now looking downfield, going to take a shot into the end zone, and a flag on the play. Touchdown is the signal. That one could go both ways, typically.
I thought it was a good kind of jump ball, and there was a flag, so obviously from 2 officials, so they both saw something. The question is it offensive or defensive?
And did they both see the same thing?
That's right. Oh, it was called on defensive, so it's going to be a touchdown.
So the touchdown will stand. Schmidt with his biggest throw and catch of the night. Makes it a 42-13 ball game. Catch the receiver on that play for the Roadrunners. Hadsel was the receiver that brought that down. Now the Roadrunners will come on for the extra point.
After I get done saying what I was saying, is like.
Low snap handled, and Diaz sends it away. Through the uprights, makes it a 42-14 ball game. 5:56 to play here in the fourth. Your Greenbacks on top big. We'll be back more Greenback football here on Thunder Country.
Exceptional dentistry right in your neighborhood. At Pratt Family Dental, Dr. Carson Hopkins and Dr. Stephen Coons are here to keep your smile healthy and bright. From routine cleanings to advanced care, our team has the expertise and technology to handle all your dental needs with comfort and confidence. Because at Pratt Family Dental, it's not just about teeth, it's about family, trust, and smiles that last a lifetime. Call today to schedule your appointment with Dr. Hopkins or Dr. Coons. Pratt Family Dental, where exceptional care meets friendly faces.
This is Jeff.
And Jared.
At Inter-Green Services, proud supporter of the Pratt Greenbacks.
Around here, we say one call fixes it all. From HVAC, plumbing, septic, electrical, and even water well service. We're your hometown team you can count on, just like the Greenbacks on game day.
We're proud to stand behind our athletes, our school, and our community.
So when something needs fixing at home, call Inter-Green at 620-672-2338 or visit intergreenservices.com.
Inter-Green Services, neighbors helping neighbors, and always cheering for the Greenbacks.
Welcome back. 5:56 to play here in the fourth quarter. Roadrunners coming off of a touchdown, send it away. Cameron Cox at the 5-yard line, coming up midfield and gets it across the 30 before he's finally brought down. The Greenbacks would love to pick up a couple first downs on the ground here and just keep this clock running.
Keep the clock going. That's the goal.
The Greenbacks will start this possession off at the 31-yard line. Their own 31-yard line. Again, going left to right on your radio dial. 5:52 to play. Whistle's going to slow us down just a bit. Kicking tee still out there on the field. Timish and Shishong in the backfield for the Greenbacks. Snap goes to Shishong. Tries to cut it up the middle and now bounces it outside. No gain on the play. Defended well by the Roadrunners. And a Roadrunner down on the field.
Boy, hate to see that in 5 minutes left in a 28-point game.
Yep, and he's had a good night tonight for the Greenbacks. That looks like sophomore number 42, Vaughn Williams, being tended to, as coaches will come out and check on him. As they do that, we will take a break and be back with more Greenback football when we return.
Tonight's Greenback action is brought to you by Doug Ray Chevrolet, your #1 new and #1 pre-owned dealer in all of South Central Kansas. At Doug Ray Chevrolet, we provide you with a great buying experience plus an award-winning service department, which means you can depend on us for all your automotive needs, whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs. From the moment you walk through our doors to the time you drive off the lot, we're here to make sure you're satisfied every step of the way. We're still doing business your way right here in Pratt, Kansas. Doug Ray Chevrolet, proud to support Greenback Athletics.
When it comes to your health, trust Grace Clinic and Urgent Care in Pratt, conveniently located at 920 East 1st Street. Grace Clinic proudly serves Pratt and the surrounding area. Family nurse practitioner McKaylee Kirby provides primary care, urgent care, and sports physicals, and is accepting new patients and walk-ins. Open Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays, from 8:30 to 6, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Call 620-388-3086 today. That's Grace Clinic and Urgent Care, caring for your family close to home.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action, 5:22 to play. Greenbacks with a 2nd and 10. Ball spotted on their own 32-yard line. After the injury timeout, play does resume. Snap goes to Shishong in the backfield, trying to use his speed to get outside. But the defense of the Roadrunners gets there first and tackles him for no gain on the play. Maybe even a loss of 1. That'll bring up 3rd and 11. I mentioned that second unit of the Greenback offense in here, trying to pick up their first down of the night. Not able to do it. The last time we saw it on the field, had to punt it away to the Roadrunners, and then Chaparral taking advantage of it and putting up their second score of the night. 4:30 to play here in the fourth quarter. Greenbacks right now just in preservation mode. Timish going to roll to the right, looking downfield. Will throw the underneath route hash. Shishong gets close to the first down marker. It'll depend on where they spot him in a favorable spot. Going to put him right at the 43-yard line, and I think it'll be enough for a first down. It is. Timish picks up his first completion of the night for a Greenback first down.
Holding on the defense declined.
Penalty declined, so the play will stand. They'll move the chains. Once again, Timish and Shishong in the backfield. Shishong will take the snap left side, following Timish through the hole and tied up around his feet, brought down. In on the tackle, Jesus Reyes for the Roadrunners. A gain of 1 for Christian. And if you watch this group of kids play any on Monday nights this season, boy, they had some fun junior varsity games here at Zerger Field. They put on some, the last one we were down here for, I believe, the Clearwater game, a 1-point game down to the wire, and they had a great season.
It's like 44-43 or something.
Yeah, it was a high-scoring
game.
A high-scoring ball game. Reminded me of Augusta '98, Kel.
Yes, that would be similar.
3:28 to play here in the fourth, and going to keep it on the ground. Shishong coming around near side, trying to get to the sideline, and brought down from behind. Ty Lotta on the tackle for the Roadrunners. Yeah, heads up play from Shishong there to stay in bounds, keep that clock running. .305 showing on the clock. After the first down, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Greenbacks. Now into Roadrunner territory. Ball spotted on the 45-yard line. This time, Shishong going left side, and another good pickup of close to 5 yards. Call it 4. Gets right near the 40-yard line on the far side. Will bring up 2nd and 6 for the Greenbacks. 2:28 to play here in the fourth quarter. Greenbacks lead at 42-14.
Snap to Shishong, now hands it back to Matthew James. Cuts it upfield. A gain of 2 on the play. Kel, another score I was curious on that we saw earlier in the evening was that Cheney-Concordia game. It was a close ball game at half. If you've got any update on that ball game, have
22
you seen?
to 10.
22 to 10.
Cheney. So far, it looked like it was fourth quarter. So
fourth quarter, Cheney. Okay,
kind of
so
a
Cheney,
12-point game there.
The 6th seed in that matchup. Concordia, the 11th seed. Concordia 4-4 on the season. Cheney 5-3 on the season. Looks like Cheney may come out of that ball game. 3rd and 5 here for the Greenbacks. The give to Shishong. He fakes it and will keep it himself. Tucks it, works near side, and stays in bounds. Brought down shy of the first down marker. But it'll keep the clock running under 90 seconds here. Greenback offense trying to stay on the field to close this ball game out, but they'll have to pick up a 4th and 5 here if they want to do it. As the clock ticks under 1 minute. Fourth and 5, the Greenback offense faced with. Sitting the man in motion, now comes set. Timish will take the snap, tries the jump pass, throws it into traffic, and picked off. Not a lot of damage done there if you're the Greenbacks, trying to throw that ball just far enough to pick up the first down. We've seen them do it with success at the goal line when all you need is a short 1 or 2 or a 2-point conversion. That time maybe stretching the limits of what that play is capable of doing, trying to pick up 5 yards. And it'll put the ball back in the hands of the Roadrunners with 42 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. See how they elect to close out this ball game. Schmidt will take the snap, the end around to Grieve, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line after a 3-yard pickup. And on the tackle, Dustin Winter for the Greenbacks.
28 seconds left in the ball game.
The play clock is more than the game clock now, so the Roadrunners not necessarily have to run a play here if they choose not to. It's the Greenback student section letting you know that they are going to play another football game next week. And it looks like the Roadrunners going to let this game come to an end, as both teams heading to the sideline. Your Greenbacks come away with an opening round win, 42-14, your final score, and they will move on for another week of football. The season stays alive. I want to say congratulations to head coach J.C. Zaradnik as they'll conclude their season, a 5-4 record for the Roadrunners of Chaparral. 2 of those losses coming to the Greenbacks, but a good season for the Roadrunners, and congratulations to them. Well played, and always great sportsmanship between these 2 schools, once again on display here tonight. We've got the Maydew Tebow Optometry postgame show coming up when we return. Don't go anywhere, as we'll recap that ball game here from Halloween night. You're listening to Greenback Football here on Thunder Country.
Tonight's Greenback action is brought to you by Doug Ray Chevrolet, your #1 new and #1 pre-owned dealer in all of South Central Kansas. At Doug Ray Chevrolet, we provide you with a great buying experience plus an award-winning service department, which means you can depend on us for all your automotive needs, whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs. From the moment you walk through our doors to the time you drive off the lot, we're here to make sure you're satisfied every step of the way. We're still doing business your way right here in Pratt, Kansas. Doug Ray Chevrolet, proud to support Greenback Athletics.
When it comes to your health, trust Grace Clinic and Urgent Care in Pratt, conveniently located at 920 East 1st Street. Grace Clinic proudly serves Pratt and the surrounding area. Family nurse practitioner McKaylee Kirby provides primary care, urgent care, and sports physical